For the Beam Team.
Should we light the beam? Light the beam, baby.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoffs. So you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kayte Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Okay, everyone on their best behavior, please. Everyone, sit up straight. Oh, not you. They're doing it for you. Kayte Christensen's in the house. Hey.
Good morning.
Well, this is strange working together in the mornings.
I know. I mean, who can remember what that's like?
I think the main thing we need to focus on today, you and I, is Jay and his feelings, because he's been in here. Jason Ross is gone. It's his birthday. Happy 55th, Jay Ross. He's up and banded. He's not 55. Just want to throw that out there.
I was gonna say, Jay Ross, don't do that to him.
So he's up having fun in nice, cool coastal Oregon right now, where I wish I was. And Jay has stepped in for most of the first 2 days, except for an hour on Monday. And now he's in the other room instead of where you are.
Well, I'm sorry, Jay.
It's not your fault.
No, I know. It's so much easier to blame everything on Dave. But I will say you've been doing a great job. I've been listening.
Thank you.
He's been fine.
This was our program director, super shading me, right? Sets me up like, man, you've been doing great these last 2 days. Really like how you and Dave sound. Cool, man. Well, keep it going. Yeah, Katie's in tomorrow. I'm like, okay.
Whammy.
I know how this works.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, man.
Hey.
I was just doing it as a favor. I didn't mean to step on anybody's toes.
Well, why is it when we talked and you agreed, you said only if Jay's not in the room with us?
Yeah, right.
That's my question.
Nobody believes anything that you say.
Katie is in. She is in her NBA hoodie on a 90-degree day and complaining.
It's not 90 degrees yet.
I'm in a hoodie as well.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, normally I freeze in the studio.
Yeah.
So I came prepared. And I must be having one of those hot flash things. I don't know, but I had to turn the air down.
Is that?
Oh,
no, it's not happening.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I want to be prepared. I don't know.
I want to be prepared.
Guess what?
Yes.
Guess
it's
what?
a lot for me to go through.
What do you put on a vest? Is that
You're damn right.
You're going to know if it's happening.
Boy.
Here's the problem.
Welcome in, Katie. Let's talk about menopause.
This is the problem.
Ooh, that's a new show drop.
Pause. Can we? The problem with hosting a show with Katie. Oh, you'll get this. Is that in case you didn't know?
Can't wait to see where this goes.
Just let me finish. I think you'll agree. If you didn't know, Katie and I know each other a little bit off the air, and the problem is that I do all my talking with Katie off the air. So then when we get on the air, I have to, which I never have to do, be conscious of the fact that I can't curse at her.
Yeah, you can't slip into our norm.
I can't. We can't have our normal conversing.
Yeah, I heard some bad words yesterday.
Oh, this is true.
Oh.
So I had you on. Well, I didn't have you on speaker to do it.
You didn't need to. It was loud enough.
I was going to say.
So we were arguing about Nikola Jokic, a subject I assure you will return to. And Jay was right where you are. And so I'm doing stuff. It's during a break and you're talking. And then there was a couple different times afterwards where Jay basically said, I was kind of scared.
After your 7th gosh darn, I was like, oh, she's not playing.
Yeah. Someone has a farm potty mouth. And her name is Katie. And when
well, you were making a terrible argument.
An argument I assure you will return to later.
No, can't wait. I brought receipts today, by the way.
No gosh darns on this one, okay?
Just so everybody knows, I brought receipts.
Because, of course, that's what she did.
Oh, I like that one.
Because she's so anal. She goes home she's home after this argument and taking copious notes.
While I watched the game last night, just to prove a point.
It's actually strange why you wouldn't just come in and talk to me about the eye test. What do you need notes for? Just give me the eye test, lady.
Oh, I'm about to punch you. I'm about to punch you.
That's another thing he said, too. He said, I honestly thought if that was in person, she would have stricken you.
Yeah.
And I told him, and I said,
delivered a fatal blow.
I said, that actually happens sometimes. Like, I will flinch on occasion. You never know with those giraffe arms. But do giraffes have arms?
No, they have legs, tool.
Giraffe legs.
They used to have arms.
Did they?
Yeah. I don't know.
I was like, you never know with you, like you'll have some sort of weird, like, well, giraffes back in the prehistoric period.
Oh my gosh.
I see. Well, you put it away, but you brought in your snot rag today too. We were having that conversation.
It's called a handkerchief.
It's called a bandana.
It's a handkerchief.
Katie is the last person under 78 and not European to carry around a handkerchief.
Not true.
In the world.
Not true. You want to know why?
Why?
My daughter also carries one.
You are now, yeah. You are now breeding handkerchief users, which is.
I'm saving trees.
Fair.
All the years that I've.
See, there's no argument for that.
No, he's not going to argue. Get out of here. Come on. You know that. I'm the last line of defense. Does anyone out there use a handkerchief?
I'm curious. Please. I'm really curious.
My grandpa used one.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure children of the Depression had handkerchiefs.
He was a Depression child in Indiana.
I'm sure.
So there's a reason for it. Obviously, practical purposes, when you're out on the ranch all day, you can't carry a box of tissues.
I hear you.
So you have the handkerchief. But also, you know how when you use tissue a lot, like when you're sick?
Yeah.
Like how your nose gets raw really fast?
I heard this
yes, it's way softer.
Right.
And I wash them and they're clean and I always use a new spot. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Because you know what, Dave? You're never going to throw shade on my handkerchief parade, okay? I'm not going to take it.
Handkerchief Nation, step up. All I'm saying is, are we on a farm today? No, we're not. I understand that on a farm you need to carry things like handkerchief and snake bite medication.
I'm saving trees.
Right.
You're probably one of those people that buy bulk paper towels too. Yes, I'm environment shaming you right now.
That's fine. As you wear $350 worth of designer makeup, but that's a whole different. That's a whole different conversation.
Oh my gosh!
What?
The last time that I ever wore $350 of designer makeup, not even to work, you tool. Wow, I've used that word twice. I have strong feelings about you.
Are we gonna have a tool count this morning? How many times before the show that word gets slipped in?
What material is your Kate Spade purse made out of, Katie? Is that faux leather? Is that vegan leather?
Okay, not cool, Kate Spade. Like
what? Oh, come on, it's a brand.
Not okay.
Okay. Also, I hate to do this to you. You can't shame me with that. I grew up on a cattle ranch.
I'm not.
I grew up on a cattle ranch. You can't bring me the vegan argument.
Oh, did you ever have to do the thing where you stuck your hand in the bull's or the cow's thinger to do the bowl?
What?
Don't they? No.
I know. I kind of get where you're going with this,
They
but I
put
don't
the
think.
glove on.
I know that. Yeah.
A bull, not a cow, obviously.
Yes.
Where are you?
In a
No,
bowl?
Is it a bull? No, cow.
Cow.
No, it's a cow.
I thought it was a horse.
No, it's maybe, but it's
Oh my God! What is
no, it's a
happening
cow.
right
Where
now?
you stick your hand in the cow to get how they. You know what I'm talking about?
Are you talking about when a cow is giving birth?
No, I thought like.
I think you're thinking a horse.
Wait, yeah. Oh, is that?
Oh my God! I have
is
no
that when
idea
they're
what's happening
Is
right
that when
now.
they're milking the horse?
Oh my God! What is happening? What is happening?
Horse.
No, I saw it on Yellowstone.
Okay, I have no idea
Yeah,
what's happening.
they make like the drug addict kid.
I feel
that's the horse.
uncomfortable about
Yes.
this.
What are you talking about? You grew up on a farm with cattle. Nick Cattles. What are you just asking?
Could you imagine Nick on a farm?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4 comments right here, keeping them in the brain. All right, well, it's going to be fun and hijinks and multiple confrontations for the next 3 hours and 50 minutes. We're so glad you are all with us. There you go. See, I told you. Where is it here? Dave did his hair for Kate. No, I did not. I have a thing.
I mean, you never do your hair for me.
I did last week.
No, you did
I
not.
did. So, were you not here? Yeah,
I mean,
did because I had to go.
Does that
No, for
that
me.
count?
doing hair?
Look at that. Look, we can't all put barrettes in our hair, Katie, and look beautiful.
I can.
Whatever that,
Barrettes.
what do you have in there? Isn't it a barrette? Isn't that what it's called?
Oh,
What is it called?
it's just a hair tie.
No, don't you have something
There's
up here?
no
like a little
barrette.
brown thing?
No,
a little
I don't.
clippy?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, we can't. Oh, you
Fun
tied
first segment,
you
guys.
tied it like a shoe.
No, oh my gosh.
We'll be right back right after this. Sactown Sports.
Let's do it. Leading off the Queen.
Hold on. That
The
would be that.
King season
All
might
right,
be
that was
over,
good.
but Sactown Sports coverage never stops.
We as a team have a ways to go. This is something that you want to be able to build off of.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Woodland. Hey, it's Ram season, Chad. What's going on up at Hoblet?
Right now, save up to $11,000 off MSRP on new 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cabs. That's real savings off one of America's most comfortable and popular Ram trucks. No surprise add-ons or dealer markups, just pure savings you won't find anywhere else.
What about heavy duties?
We have Northern California's largest selection of heavy-duty Ram trucks with savings up to $6,000 off MSRP on new 2022 Ram 2500 Bighorn Crew Cabs. Again, no surprise fees, add-ons, or dealer markups, just savings. Just one of the reasons why we've received the Walter P. Chrysler Award for outstanding customer service for 3 years in a row. Plus, with Hoblet's Peace of Mind guarantee, you can buy with confidence.
Search, select, and save through their full inventory at HobletDodge.com or experience their award-winning customer service with a test drive at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center. Best prices, best selection, period.
11,000 total net savings after 7128 factory rebates and 3872 dealer discounts. Rebates include 10% off MSRP retail bonus cash based on 10% of MSRP. 5 of this net savings sample VIN 558887. 6,000 total net savings after 4,500 factory rebates and 1,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include $2,000 2022 Ram diesel engine bonus cash and $500 on the job commercial outfit. Must show $500 in eligible uplift equipment. More than 5 of each net savings.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back, Dave, Katie, Jay. Is it 1 or 2 pair today, Jay? 1 pair of Post Malone tickets. Hey, want to go to Post Malone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you go? Did we go? Oh, Camby went last time. Did you and I? Did we go
To Post Malone?
She didn't go with me. I'm saying.
No, you took me to some lame thing that was like, it was like they were popular like 30 years ago.
What? Who are we talking
Remember
about?
Matt was there?
Matt Vieira?
Yes.
Oh, hold on.
By the way, hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Post Malone at 9:27
Oh,
today.
and we have it marked.
Yeah, it's in green.
Hey, Jay, I want to give you an idea.
It's in green, everybody.
Okay, all right. I want to give you an
And
idea.
that's very obvious.
This
the
one-
end. That's the end of the show, just so everyone knows.
This is. I want to give you an idea of what we're dealing with Hickey Schroeder here.
Sure.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Here's the quote. You took me to something with a band that was popular 30 years ago, okay? And it took me a second to remember that we were, I think, 10 rows up, 15 rows. We had really good seats.
Like 20 rows up.
To go see,
There you go, exaggerating.
to go see Roger Waters and Pink Floyd. A band that was
30. That was popular 60 years ago.
Yeah, but be honest. Did we not leave
Yeah, we
halfway
left.
through?
Yeah,
I was going to say,
we did.
I remember you
That's
coming
true.
in and not necessarily crapping on the show, but did not give it a rave review.
It was just honestly, and this is This is the honest to God truth about the show. It was too loud, and I know how that sounds, but our theory was there were so many old heads there that had spent a lifetime watching.
Dude, you guys were probably the youngest people there.
We probably were, except for the guy next to us.
So this is the problem. He'll call and be like, "Hey, you want to go do that?" Sure. And then now I learned that you take your A-level friends to the cool stuff.
I stopped myself immediately. Camby went separately. I did not take her. I actually went with my my main wife. Melissa.
Your main wife.
Yeah, the one that busts my. Never mind.
Your chops.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, you have half a job, and that's awesome. You are the TV analyst for the Sacramento Kings. And when I say half a job, I simply mean you work half the year, and much like school teachers, you get the other half off. The difference is you get things like per diem, and you actually get 6 months off. 5 months, 6 months. You get a whole bunch of time off, basically, and it's awesome, and I'm jealous of you, and it's rad. But this year is weird because for all of us, making the playoffs isn't all a good thing because we don't have as much stuff to do in the summertime. For example, last night, how strange did it feel? And I don't know for you, I don't know how into it you are with this stuff. I think you're more of a, well, whatever happens.
Oh.
But the NBA draft lottery happened last night, and the Kings had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
It was boring.
Yeah, I didn't even watch. I worked in my yard. It was so glorious, by the way, because you don't have to deal with the anxiety. And here's the thing. It's a cycle of hope and disappointment, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, I don't believe that the Spurs are going to be disappointed. I know that Damian Lillard is disappointed.
Yes.
But from the Kings lens of it, it was so nice to know that it was happening and not even care to tune in.
Yeah.
Because it's not something, and this is the crazy thing. I mean, it's like, what? Half of the league was excited to watch it. Like half of the fan bases for half of the league. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't into the whole, like, where's Victor Wembanyama?
No, you want to know why? It doesn't, why would I take my time off? Which even though, yes, I get a lot of time off technically during the summer. It's not like we've been off for a long time.
No.
It took me about a week to even feel semi-human again. So I've been dealing with this, like, when the season ends, I've got 50 projects at my house to do. And then the season ended and I'm like, which one do I start? And it's almost like you're frozen.
Paralysis by analysis.
But I'm not analyzing anything. But at the same time, I was so tired and so worn out. So it's like, why do I want to spend this time that is like new time? And there's all these things I want to do watching the draft lottery when it has nothing to do with us. It's something that the alert will come across my phone.
But do you miss the
Kings analysis
being
will be there? No.
I mean, not in the sense that we wouldn't, for example, every year the Kings are in the draft lottery. So this is like a little exciting thing about the summer that doesn't exist anymore. Yes, I'd rather be in the playoffs. Of course. But I'm saying it was like a little
I don't
summertime
miss it.
Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like, well, come on, like it's a little something to be.
You really missed it. You missed the Kings. You missed waiting to find out what a little lottery ball is going to say about your future, if it's going to turn things around.
No, I did. To be 100% clear, I'm very happy the Kings were in the playoffs. I would much rather have that than be in the lotto. I didn't miss not making the playoffs to be in the lotto. None of that. It would have been cool to be in the playoffs and also be in the lotto, like have somebody's pick.
Oh, so now we're getting greedy.
I missed it's like the real lotto. Like, you let yourself dream. What would Sabonis and Wembanyama look like together? Weird. I missed that. And then on top of that, the draft's going to come, and who knows what Monty's going to do. But as of right now, the Kings picked 24. By the way, CBS's mock draft yesterday had Chris Murray going to the Sacramento Kings.
No way.
Yes, he's probably, most other drafts have him going a couple picks earlier. But oh my goodness gracious, how fun would that
Did you know his brother plays for the Kings?
I did not. Is that a fact?
Yeah, they're twins.
So this year's draft,
Murray twins greater than Thompson twins? Yes, no?
Not yet, dude.
Okay.
No, not yet. Close. I mean, we're not playing our theme song at the end of every show by the Murray twins. Case closed. Sowing the seeds of love. Everybody wants to rule the world. I don't
like that I can't see Jay.
I would happily, you want to trade spots? You can look at him all day long.
No, I mean, It's just weird.
Put your phone on selfie mode. You can get a little.
Well, we can have you guys sit right next to each other.
No. See,
you were talking about punching it before the end of the show.
I'm in dodging.
I mean, that's just a boom, straight shot.
Barely.
Right across the chin.
Because your go gadget arms.
Yeah.
But so the draft's going to come up, and we'll be into it, enough because it's a draft.
I think more than anything, this offseason is about really diving into the free agency market, because this is something that we have not experienced, which since I've been here, which has been success, right?
Yes.
And so it's been a long time since high level free agents would consider coming to Sacramento. So it's intriguing to me because yes, this team was third in the Western Conference. They made the playoffs for the first time in 16 seasons, all of these things.
Yeah.
But I'm curious how the next several years go in terms of, do we see a shift in the free agency market?
This is the most attractive Sacramento's probably ever been in the free agency market, combined with the way the cap works now, especially with the new CBA, where they could conceivably land someone. The problem is, well, we'll get into this later, but the problem is Harrison Barnes is on the hot seat right now, and that's a tough one. And I'm not saying he's gone, and I'm not saying he should be gone, but just simply I think if Vegas were laying odds that and saying the Kings are going to upgrade their starting lineup next year, I'm pretty sure Harrison would be the heavy favorite to be the one upgraded.
This is the difficult thing about professional sports to me, right? Because I've been listening to all of your shows, the morning, midday, afternoon, since the season has ended. And it's like, it's the analysis after the conclusion, right?
Yes.
And Harrison Barnes has been getting so much flack. And it's painful for me.
Not for me.
Overall.
Okay.
It's painful for me to hear that.
Yeah.
Because this is someone who has put so much work and effort and professionalism into this team over the last few years.
Yeah. And
the amount of heat that he's receiving right now, I think is a little bit unjust.
I don't think he should be receiving any heat whatsoever.
I understand. Listen, if you struggle in the playoffs, if you don't perform,
I see what you're saying,
yes, you're gonna get that, and that's part of professional sports.
Sure,
but I think it's been unjust. The weight of it.
No, there's always people that are whatever. I think it is fair. I think it's perfectly fair to say, is this starting five capped? Fox ain't going anywhere. Herter/Monk ain't going anywhere. Keegan's not going anywhere. Sabonis isn't going anywhere, and Harrison Barnes is a free agent. So I do think it's very fair to say, okay, if they're going to upgrade their starting five, that's probably the most likely place for them to do it. Plus, Harrison's not, 24, and Harrison Barnes is just by taking away the intangibles, which I know you shouldn't do, but Harrison Barnes is a mid-level 3. He's not an above or below.
We can discuss.
Okay. I hate these. The only reason I hate these discussions is because it puts me in a position where it's like I'm ripping Harrison Barnes, and I would not. Harrison, I've said it before, if Harrison was a religion, I'd go to Barnes Church every Sunday. We'll take a break. When we come back, Katie's favorite segment, Safe or Out, where we will discuss everything from the A's in Vegas to the A's wins to Justin Verlander getting booed by Mets fans. It's so weird. We'll do that next.
Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third to score is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer, but don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Golf.com's Alan Bastable offers 8 sneaky ways for stubbornly average players to break 80. First, play sensible tees. Hitting 7 and 8 irons into greens instead of hybrids give chances at 4s and 3s. Check the par. There's no shame in doing so on a par 70 course. 3, check the forecast. A day after rain can mean soft greens. 4, avoid big numbers. It's not the bogeys that will derail a 79. It's a couple of bigger scores. 5, you got to believe. Give yourself a pep talk and temper the feelings of gloom. 6, keep like-minded company. If you're a grinder, play with fellow grinders, or play with music, or gamble if that's your game. 7, a little luck helps. Even tour players recognize luck. 8, don't obsess over, well, breaking 80. You're going to know if you have a good round going, so have your partner keep score. At the 18th tee, ask where you stand, as it may affect the way you approach the hole. Sounds simple, huh? Now go out and do it. And have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week. I am the man who's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family. The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network. Well, a good Mother's Day story involved the ace right-hander Garrett Acton. Pitching with his mom in attendance and making his debut against the Rangers, he retired all 5 batters he faced. Undrafted in the 2020 COVID year when the draft was only 5 rounds, he also excelled in the classroom as a first-team academic All-America at the University of Illinois. Ken Korak here, introducing you to the Xfinity 10G network. Xfinity is undergoing a multi-year network evolution, giving you a powerful connection today while building toward a faster, more reliable tomorrow. The Xfinity 10G network gives you the fastest internet with even faster speeds rolling out all the time. You also get a consistent and reliable connection when everyone's online, even during peak hours. That's a home run. If you want to learn more, go online at xfinity.com/10G.
Are you ready to finance your first home or your next move? Well, let Safe Credit Union's local mortgage team help you get pre-approved before you start looking for that perfect home. Jason Ross here, and now through June 30th, get a $900 lender credit when you choose Safe Credit Union for your home lending needs. And Safe's mortgage team has an excellent record of personalized service because they're all about you. You'll know exactly what to expect and feel supported during each step of the process. Apply for a Safe home loan today at safecu.org/get900 and let Safe put you first. Safe Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports Headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoff. So, you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kenny Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
I always like when I look at the YouTube chat. Hello. Excuse me, I got choked up. Hello to everybody in the YouTube chat. Go to YouTube, search KHTK, and you can see a beautiful, gorgeous face right in front of you, along with Kayte Christensen and Jay Mars.
You're so predictable.
You knew I was going to do that. I always like, though, when someone new is in the first time, they're like, were you talking about the draft? What is this? You got to do calisthenics and warm up, kids. Remember, otherwise you will get a cramp.
Well,
that very early.
I'll give a pretty big draft tease here. I have it on good account. Old Vic Wembanyama.
Vic.
Good chance going number 1. More on that later.
What was it yesterday? You have to bet $100 to win $1.
I think it was more than that, actually.
He'll go first. Yeah, it is what it is. Safe or out.
You got to frame that dollar if you win it, right?
100%. Well, of course, it wouldn't be $1. It'd be like 86 cents after Vegas takes the juice. Safe or out, Jay Mars.
I'm safe, by the way.
Yeah.
Nevadians. Is that a thing? Nevadians?
I think it's Nevadians.
Really?
No, it's not.
That's
absolutely.
Branch Nevadians.
That's Davidians.
We'll go with Nevadians.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper and Chris Bryant think Las Vegas can support an MLB team. Safe or out, Vegas will show up for A's baseball.
Again, I always take these questions seriously, which is why a lot of times I'll have a follow-up question. Please define show up.
They will get at least 15,000 of people average in a 30,000, so half the stadium will be full.
I'll say safe. And I'll say safe. I'll say safe because I got to give Vegas a little bit of credit, man. Like, people were like, hockey in Vegas, and they show up. And granted, that's half the games.
Well, also, that's a really good hockey team in Vegas.
I got you. And then you now caveat, if the A's are still doing what they're doing right now, which we'll get to.
I hope this is a 30-minute segment.
It's a 30-minute segment. That's what you just sounded like.
Haven't even gotten to my response.
All I'm saying is,
he likes to
safe
on a straight line take the long
circular. I want to give people the right answer.
He loves context. Give him credit for that.
I think half and half. I think though. I think if that's the definition, I'll say safe.
Safe in terms that they're going to get more than they're getting in Oakland right now. Okay. I mean, that's not shocking. that's not hard to do.
Yes, more than 7 people will show up.
I have to wonder, because professional sports in general are so new to Vegas, right? Is there going to be a burnout of some? Are you going to oversaturate the Vegas sports market by adding an MLB team? And also, I mean, yes, I lived in Phoenix, but summer in the desert.
Yeah, they're going to have a retractable roof.
Yeah, retractable, all of that stuff. But I'm like, is that where people want to go on a summer's day in Vegas? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a retractable roof, which would be closed most of the summer. And
no, it's just like, it used to be Chase.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have a chance to go inside for three hours and be in air conditioning, maybe.
Watch some A's baseball.
But your point about discretionary income based on the Raiders, the Golden Knights and all that. Yeah.
The Aces do pretty decent. They average almost 6,000 people.
Yeah. See, that's pretty decent. So safe and sort of safe.
But that's also not, a super long season.
Yeah. Stop. Number 2. You take it up too much inside. Number 2. You got to keep your answers short and concise.
Safe or or out.
Hey, speaking of the A's, it took them 44 games, but they finally got their 10th victory last night over Arizona. Safe or out, they'll need 100 games to get to number 20.
I'll say out for two reasons. Number one, that's an 88 average, 44 times 2. Secondly, other teams are going to start getting hurt. Things happen, blah, blah, blah. I think I will say this, actually. I think the A's will have a better record in their next 44 games than in their first 44 games.
We might have to do a Dave A's tracker.
Honestly, and here's the last thing, because a lot of these guys, too, are going to be playing their what's off because the trade deadline's coming up, and you want out of there. So I will say out.
That's the pinnacle of the season.
Yes.
I say out as well, just because law of averages, right? You can't be that bad for the entirety of a season. 100 games are almost, a little over halfway.
You play pro sports. What was like the not that I'm not gonna have you call anybody out, but like were you ever on like a really not A's bad, but like a horrible
I was on a quote unquote bad team in Phoenix before we drafted Diana Taurasi. That's how you get the number 1 pick. The only difference about that, she's been all right.
She basketballs well.
I guess she's gonna have longevity. But no, the only difference is that we weren't getting blown out ever. We were close. The games were competitive. Like it was fun, at least in that sense. It was never like another 20 point. It was never that way.
10 and 34 for your Oakland Athletics. Number 3.
Safe or out.
Mets fans booed future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander last night at Citi Field. Safe or out, Mets fans need to chill. It's a little early in the season to be booing your own team.
Justin Verlander, just for reference here, Justin Verlander is 40. Justin Verlander in his last year, this was with the Mets. He was okay, I guess. He was fine. He was hurt most of the year. Is the bottom line? Or I'm sorry, I'm talking about Houston.
I was going to say it's his first year with the Mets.
18-4. I was looking at his Mets numbers this year. 18-4, 175.
That's last year.
I'm talking about with Houston. Just to give context, I just screwed up the first part. Now you come into New York, you have this nice contract. I don't think the Mets are booing. Mets fans are just booing Justin Verlander. I think they're booing the whole
overall.
start,
but they've not started well.
Verlander took those boo bullets though last night.
Yeah, he probably
He did not play well though.
And that's the thing. He hasn't played well. He's sitting at a 4.76 ERA. He's 1-2. You make that much money, you're a target, dude. I absolutely am here for it.
I don't think that they need to chill out at all. So I'm going to say out on this one in the sense that you're in New York now.
Yeah.
You're not in Detroit.
No.
You're not in Texas.
No.
All right. You're not in Houston,
No.
to be specific. And that's where the biggest difference in terms of, now you're in New York. It's really brutal to be a pro athlete in New York, and you got to take it. And they're 3 games under 500, right? But yes, it's interesting because he's 40 years old. You got to wonder kind of what the longevity, this latter part of his career is going to look like, especially, matching the paycheck. But
Father Time's undefeated.
I will say this, and this relates. I recently watched the Nolan Ryan documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. To think that he played 27 years and played till he was 46 as a pitcher. Holy moly.
He's still throwing gas.
Yeah, I mean, really. Yeah.
I would guarantee you Nolan Ryan could strike all 3 of us out on 9 pitches right now, and we would look silly.
That's because I would just duck out of the way of all of them.
Point. By the way, $43 million a year for Justin Verlander. Give me $3 million a year.
Okay.
You can literally boo me.
$43 million.
nonstop.
How much of that is taxed in New York?
That's a good point right there. We'll take a break. When we come back, Ja Morant video reaction. Adam Silver has comments and thoughts. We'll get to that next.
Are you ready to hear this on Sactown Sports?
Handoff McCaffrey. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Or how about this?
Feel super, baby! 5 Super Bowl champions, And they're looking for number 6.
Catch every Niners game during the 2023 season
On your home for the 49ers.
Sactown Sports.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with 0 down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
The Memorial Day sale at RC Willey is happening now with holiday savings on furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. Hurry in and take advantage of hot deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, and more. You'll also save on patio furniture, grills, fire pits, and everything you need to relax and entertain outdoors. If you've waited to update an area in your home, now is the time. Plus, our zero interest and flexible payment options make every purchase affordable. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale at RC Willey. Your home, your way.
During a Flex Alert, let's do the dishes after 9.
What about the laundry?
It can wait until tonight or even the morning.
The AC?
It's at 78. Let's cool the house in the morning.
All right, so we're just chilling until 9.
Pretty much. And we can help avoid a power outage.
Putting off chores for later and hanging out with my best friend? I love Flex.
Maybe you should just unplug the appliances downstairs.
Good idea. Better acoustics in the basement.
California, the power is ours with Flex Alerts. Flex Alerts, the power is ours.
Pain is not normal. Repeat, pain is not normal. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here with the Good Feet store. Does this sound familiar? It's the end of the workday and the pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back is unrelenting. Good Feet understands that you've likely already tried assorted remedies and solutions with no relief. And now you're pretty much resigned to living with the pain. But do not give in to the pain. Instead, come to the Good Feet store for their end-to-end 3-step arch support system. Good Feet is the nation's largest manufacturer and retailer of personalized arch supports. With arch supports in over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities, and an arch support specialist in each store. Come in today for a free no-obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk around the store or around the center. Experience the comfort, balance, and support possible with the Good Feet system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now in Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts report at a frosty 29 degrees. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Get wings the way you want them. Try Twin Peaks wings bone-in breaded, naked, smoked and grilled, or boneless in your favorite sauce or rub.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com. Your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. John Morant in the news. This is a tough one. Because you're like, come on, stupid. Stop being so dumb. And on the other hand, I don't know his life. From 50,000 feet, it's incredibly frustrating. Like, John Morant.
Okay, so you know, I know that this is a tricky topic to discuss.
It is.
Because it's not just as simple as just actually discussing the situation that happened and pairing that with the previous situation that happened in the club. Because in the day that we're living in right now, the connotations that it relates to something bigger is so dangerous. It's dangerous to discuss. It's tricky. But you don't know his life?
I don't know his life. I've never had millions of dollars. I've never had friends and family hanging all over me. I've never been in a situation where I could have everything and be around people and have there be, great cars and guns and women and clubs. And I don't know that life is my point. I literally have never spent 1 minute in a life like that. So
how does any of the things that you said right now justify or potentially
it doesn't
make sense for why brandishing a weapon
in a car
or let's go back at a club is necessary?
I don't want to be, listen, let's be really clear here. I'm not trying to paint myself as a Ja Morant defender, and it's lame and it's dumb, and he's probably gonna be suspended at least half the year next year.
You think so?
I do. What I'm saying is that there's always a contrarian part of me with stuff like this that makes sure to remind myself. I don't know, Katie. Here's what I do know. That you should have your phone on
I never
silence.
have my phone turned off.
Number one, be a pro.
What time is it? Jeez, who's calling me?
Number two, I have an idea. Number two, he's 23.
That is more of an argument than anything
When
else.
I was 23, and when you were 23, you were probably the most responsible person in the world. I was not. When I was 23, and I've said this before, if I had anything like, not even that money, if I said like $1 million, I'd either be dead or trying to wipe all history away from when I was 23. I was an idiot.
So you can make that argument the first time, right?
Yeah.
Is that can we agree on that? Can we agree on the immaturity? Yes, because listen, when it happened originally during the season, I listened to everybody's viewpoint because I wanted to get perspective from different types of people, different types of thinking, all of it, all the thoughts. I wanted all the thoughts and to kind of weigh in and take all of them into consideration to see if my initial reaction was unfair.
Sure.
And so to that point, it's like, okay, yeah, youth, money, the situation, the fame, all this stuff.
All the stuff.
All these things that potentially impacted the outcome of their season.
Yes. Oh, I think it certainly did.
I think so too. I mean, we don't know with
if Draymond
certainty.
Green's punch impacted the Warriors, Ja Morant's stuff impacted the Grizzlies.
Again, we're just talking heads. We don't know with certainty. We don't have a crystal ball.
I would say using the eye test, it impacted their season.
Oh my God, I'm going to punch you.
What? I'm just saying.
You're going to throw the eye test?
Okay,
we'll get to that later. Sorry, everybody. Dave just wants to derail an argument.
Just saying. Go ahead.
But for this to happen so soon after, again, after taking time to step away, reflect,
and also
grow,
numerous other things
learn.
going on.
Yes, we never know what's going on in somebody else's life behind the scenes, especially when you think about celebrities, athletes. What we see is really just a small glimpse of their life.
Yes.
So this is either indicative of something larger that is really going on in this man's life, or potentially it's indicative of somebody that is young, powerful, wealthy, influential, and overinflated and feels invincible.
So the invincible part I'm with you on
we
too.
don't know.
No, we don't.
We don't. Dave, brandishing a weapon, I read it as overinflated. It makes you feel big and powerful and unstoppable. Listen, I grew up with guns. I know what it feels like to hold a gun, a weapon, and be like, you kind of feel it. You feel different. Okay. So to be carrying a pistol in a car or in a club, I don't think it's beyond the explanation of feeling powerful and overinflated has something to do with that.
There's another angle of this that I'm very curious about. And I think it's on the table in a sense because he did go to counseling, air quotes, whatever you want to say in Florida. Weirdly enough, 2 days of counseling and a sit down with Jalen Rose didn't fix things. I forget who the celebrity was. Might have been somebody around Martin Lawrence. I don't know if you remember his story at the time of Martin Lawrence. It might have been Dave Chappelle talking about this once, that Martin Lawrence had kind of a breakdown years and years and years ago. It was on a street corner in LA yelling at people. And Chappelle went in, I think it was Chappelle went into this whole thing that I'm going to paraphrase now, but it was something to the effect of celebrity magnifies mental illness, and that people don't understand the claw, right, that being a celebrity puts you in. Now, let's be really clear here, because there's people listening right now that are going to their Joe jobs 9 to 5, that are working to make ends meet, that are looking at their 401ks, that are struggling to figure out how their kids are going to go to college, make their mortgage payment, everything, that are listening right now. And I agree with you saying, don't you dare try to excuse what this lottery winner is doing with his life right now. And to be clear, I'm not, and you're right. It's about I'm trying to understand. I just want to understand it, because there is no excuse.
All right. So I know exactly what you're saying. It's the same thing of like when you look at, for example, and follow me on this, celebrity marriages.
Yeah.
Why don't they work? How can you be with Halle Berry and then have an affair? Like there's a level to things that you don't understand if you're not in that world.
That is
absolutely.
correct.
And there's a reason that they're not sustainable. They're hard to maintain. There's very few that last.
That's right.
There's a high level of cheating and infidelity and that type of thing, because it's a different world.
That's right.
And we can sit back and we can judge, but we will never truly know what it's like to be in that situation.
No, and we've had that conversation with Tiger Woods and all of that stuff. It's not a matter of excusing. When I said Tiger Woods is getting killed by all these journalists.
I'm not saying feel sorry.
No.
But I'm just saying have the perspective at least of understanding that you don't.
What's going on. The fact of the matter is that, 98% of the golf journalists that were killing Tiger Woods for his infidelities, I've said this many times, I'd love to see what would happen if on some other continent from their wives, somebody beautiful and whatever at 2 a.m. when the bars close and threw over their room key. Let's see how many mustachioed 50-year-old journalists are going to be like, nah, it's fine, I'm going to bed. Like, get out of here. It doesn't mean you excuse it. Means you are trying to understand it. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Nuggets up 1-0 on the Lakers in a battle of big men, amongst others. We'll talk about that next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You're trying to bait me into something here. I've been in enough trouble lately, man. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. You might stay in Vegas if you go too far. Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is. It is. I admit it. All right. But I do take vitamin D, Bill. I do. It's a little of nature. Watch. I'll show you.
Go 19 minutes without getting in trouble,
These
man.
bad boys.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Out that door to a cool start on this Wednesday. Into the afternoon, temperatures will still be plenty warm with bright sunshine and light southwest winds. Expect highs in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Right now at the Roseville Auto Mall, we've got the best Memorial Day savings and selection we've had in years. Head out to Eureka Road off I-80 and kick off summer with a new car, truck, or SUV during the giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
Imagine it's the last ride, but your symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C are taking you for a ride. What should you do? Keep managing your constipation with belly pain the same old way? Or try getting ahead of your symptoms by talking to your doctor about treating it with Linzess, linaclotide. Linzess is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. It's not a laxative. It's a once-daily pill that helps you get ahead of your symptoms. It's proven to help you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually.
Do not give Linzess to children less than 2. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling.
Imagine, what could relief from IBS-C mean for you? Talk to your doctor and say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS.
Hey, doctor, not a real customer. Quote based on the healthy, non-smoking 44-year-old male with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary.
Welcome to Ethos, a new kind of insurance company that believes life insurance should be hassle-free, affordable, and accessible for everyone.
For around $1 a day, I got a 20-year, $250,000 term life insurance policy without a medical exam. All I had to do was answer a few health questions and snap, family protected. It was quick and easy. Ethos is 100% online. I got a quote in seconds, applied in minutes, and got coverage in hours. Just answer a few health questions. No medical exam, no blood tests, no hassle. Look, nobody wants to plan for the unthinkable, but it would be so much worse to not plan at all. So don't put it off. It feels great having the peace of mind knowing that my family is protected.
Ethos, the 100% online hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Don't wait. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOSlife.com.
ACR Solar and Home Services is here to help you, just like they helped me. Jason Ross here, and ACR did a great job for my family, bringing their impeccable reputation and great workmanship to keep my family covered with a brand new roof. Now we're comfortable and dry during Sacramento's rainy season, knowing our home's structural integrity is protected. Our value is increased, and the home itself, well, it's looking and functioning at its best. The proof, it's in our roof. Now, you could get this same quality experience with ACR Solar and Home Services. Just go to acrsolar.com now to sign up for a free estimate and see all that they have to offer, not only to protect your home and family during the cold and wet Sacramento weather, but also including premium made in the USA solar electric systems. That's acrsolar.com. ACR Solar and Home Services is bringing us all the highest quality, highest value, and integrity since 1979. Go to acrsolar.com. That's acrsolar.com.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smile way. Elk Grove Kia.
Depression, anxiety, and trauma can happen to anyone. You aren't alone. 1 in 5 of us will have a mental health issue in our lifetime. And just like other illnesses, people who get support and treatment find healing and hope. Check in with someone you're worried about. And if you're feeling pain, ask for help. There's no shame in taking care of yourself or the people you care about. Be there for someone who's hurting, even if that someone is you. Learn more at StopStigmaSacramento.org.
For powerful HP tech your business can count on Staples. Staples has great prices on a full range of HP printers, PCs, laptops, and monitors. And now through May 27th, score an extra $50 off all HP laptops regularly priced $599.99 and above with the Staples Connect app. Plus, this week only, the HP OfficeJet 9015E wireless color inkjet printer is $70 off. For the best deals on the best HP tech for your small business, shop Staples. In-store only. Excludes Chromebooks and clearance.
KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, your home for the Oakland A's every weekend.
And it's swung on line to left center, base hit, and the A's have won it on a walk-off line drive, base hit to left center.
Sactown Sports. Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets, and that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoffs. So, you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kenny Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Hour number 2. Kayte Christensen in with us. And we'll be, I believe, doing middays tomorrow. Is that right? Well, turn on your mic.
I will turn on my microphone. Yes, I will be doing the midday show tomorrow. I don't know with who, though. I haven't been told.
Cal.
Okay.
Draper.
Oh, Cal. I know that guy. I mean, we've done some work together in the past.
Do you guys talk basketball and stuff?
We have, yeah. I mean, a time or two. Yeah.
Okay, so look forward to that.
Cool. So there's some chemistry there. Nice.
Yeah, established, I would say.
927 Post Malone tickets. Spit out a piece of clipboard.
Again?
What do you want from me, man?
I want you to consume the clip bar, not spit it out.
Left over, What? The Nuggets beat the Lakers last night, 1-0. In a game that actually turned out to be a game, because for a while it didn't look like it was going to be a game. Lakers were getting run off the floor, and it's interesting because logic would dictate that the Lakers would fade as the game went on, especially game one when you're in the Mile High City, and that is a real thing, and that is a real effect. That's not the way it happened, though, especially, by the way, when you got LeBron James and others that maybe are a little not spring chickens, you know what I'm saying, but in the second half, 72-60.
Yeah, so
Lakers.
it was 72 and 72 split, right? Nuggets put up 72 in the first half, Lakers put up 72 in the second half. It was pretty ridiculous in the sense that this is a completely different Lakers team than we saw during the regular season, because by the time the trade deadline had happened, the Kings had already played the Lakers 4 times. So we didn't see this revised version of the Lakers. But as soon as the trade deadline came and went and all of the changes on that roster, you knew that this team was going to be way better. The scary thing is no matter what, and they were battling to get into the playoffs. They were in the play-in, and they went into overtime to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But any team with LeBron James on it in the playoffs, I mean, he's still that guy. You can never 20+ point lead by the Nuggets in the first. You can't ever feel safe and secure with that, even on your home floor.
No, it is. It's kind of like the Heat are not really an 8 seed. The Lakers not really a 7 seed. That's just and what you got to see yesterday too was, and Jay and I spent a lot of time on this before the game on yesterday's show. You got to see a matchup of 2 of the premier centers in the game, and it was everything you could have asked for and more. Anthony Davis, 40 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, 0 turnovers, which is sometimes to me.
He went to the free throw line 11 times. He was 11 of 11 from the free throw line.
You have a big man with that much usage that went 11 of 11 with 0 turnovers in a 40-point game. That is an all-time fantastic playoff game. However, Nikola Jokic last night, 34, 21, 14. He becomes the first player twice to have a 30-plus, 20-plus, 10-plus playoff game. Wilt Chamberlain did it once.
Okay, so it's a 30-point, 20 rebound, triple-double. So you're definitely, if it's in the triple-double category, you're definitely going to have 10 assists.
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you for that. But just,
Yeah.
He also had 2 blocks as well and made all of his 3-pointers. Underlying again, and by the way, we should point out too, Jamal Murray had 31 points. Let's not lose that at all.
Yeah.
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope playing against his old team had 21 points. Said of Nikola Jokic, the only difference between him and LeBron is LeBron jumps higher. I mean, okay.
He's always good for some sarcastic one-liners, right?
Right.
And I appreciate his humor because it's dry and the delivery is always fantastic. And they ask some really stupid questions.
Yeah, I'm always.
And so he plays with those answers.
Here's what he said last night.
Kenny, as mentioned, you've played with LeBron recently, and now you're playing with a great in Joker. Could you tell us, you might be the best equipped to tell us just how similar these two players are?
I feel like the only difference is that, Braun can jump higher than Jokic. That's the only difference that I can see. I just love playing with Jokic, man. Willing passer, just dominant big man down there, and just seeing him do what he do, get everybody else going as well.
There's Nikola Jokic, what his teammate said.
Nikola, KCP said the only difference between you and LeBron is that he can jump higher than you. Do you feel like your games are similar? LeBron, is that he can jump higher than you. Do you feel like your games are similar?
That's a really offensive. I'm joking. I mean, to be compared with one of the best ever, or the best ever, I think it's really cool. It's really cool, but I don't know. I think we don't have a similar game. He's attack. Maybe we have a similar global game, if that makes any sense. We affect the game in different ways, but he's a really good player.
Yeah, and
I don't like the compare. Why is that even a necessary
that's what
question?
Sports media does.
No, and it's unfortunate.
You have to compare everything. You have to, was this guy in this era? But what you guys,
they both impact the game in massive ways.
And what was great about last night,
they're not even close to the same type of player.
No.
There's no similarities other than that they impact the game in massive ways.
They like to play make. I mean, I would say that's probably the biggest similarity.
But how they play make is completely different.
I completely agree with you. What was great about last night, in addition to the game, is that you got to, and what a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of people, because most people accepted this as fact, or many did, but as we get into the playoffs and through the playoffs, you see that, and we talked about this the other day, making the MVP an award that goes through the playoffs, because truly, can you be a most valuable player if you can't lead your team?
That's why there's a finals MVP.
There's a finals MVP. I get it, but the regular season MVP is the more touted of the two, you could argue. And you could also win both. But what we're seeing right now is Nikola.
How many times does that happen?
Is what happened? Somebody won both? A handful.
Not very much.
Yeah, no, because it's very difficult to do. But you saw here, when you look at Nikola Jokic versus Joel Embiid, who's in Cancun, obviously what we're seeing here is Nikola Jokic is the better player.
Can we have this argument later so I can actually talk about the game that happened? Yeah, no, I know you and I know what you're doing, and we can fight later about this. But I want to say why I think this series is going to be really interesting.
Sure.
Because the beginning of that game, you saw Denver jump out to a big lead early on in the first quarter. I mean, they outplayed the Lakers in every way in the first quarter. And that really is that altitude effect, right?
Yes.
And playing at that elevation, it it's crazy. I mean, it really does make a difference. And then you adjust to it. You get your second win, whatever. And, you take that initial punch from the home team in a series on their home floor. The change that Darvin Ham made in the second half, really kind of the midway point of the third quarter, where he switched Rui Hachimura onto Joker, and that put Anthony Davis on Aaron Gordon, and then who really was just hanging out in that dunker spot.
Yeah.
He wasn't in any pick and roll action. That allowed Anthony Davis to stay home and protect the rim. And every time that Joker decided to go down into the lane and try to make a move on a smaller player, Anthony Davis came and erased his ability to do anything. But then when he was on the perimeter, really trying to get stuff going, Rui is a much better mobile defender and capable of handling that than AD, basically having to guard a guard type player out on the perimeter. And so I'm curious to see how the Lakers handle game 2. Are they going to go with that more? Can Aaron Gordon be more impactful in terms of, are we going to see Michael Malone put him in more pick and roll action so that you take Anthony Davis out of the center of the paint? This is what I love about the playoffs, Dave, is it's a chess match and it changes constantly. And I will say this, Darvin Ham, as a first-year head coach in this league, he's done such a good job throughout the course of the playoffs of being malleable. They were going under on pick and rolls on Jamal Murray, which I don't know why in the first place, but then he listened to Schroeder when he was livid that they wanted to continue having him go under. And he's like, forget this. Listen to your players. So this is going to be an exciting series. And the Lakers are incredibly dangerous.
Yeah. And honestly, I agree with you on Ham, and I agree with you on the chess match. And I think it's actually, when you look at Anthony Davis, who's 2-time all-defense first team, 2-time all-defense second team, and the fact that Ham had to pull Davis off of Jokic because he just flat couldn't guard him and put him in another situation where he could guard the rest of the team is also a testament to just how good offensively Jokic is.
We don't have enough time to have this argument right now. We have 30 seconds until we go to break.
Okay. All right, we'll take a break.
We'll tease it for later in the show. Maybe the whole last hour will be this argument.
Kayte Christensen unnecessarily hates Nikola Jokic. We will talk about that at some point during the show. When we get back, 3 for Madness brought to you by Fire Wings. Matthew Dellavedova is heading home. Victor Wembanyama is landing in Texas. And on this day in the year 2020, we're back in 60 seconds.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I want to talk to you about my friends at American Energy. We can all agree on one thing. Your time is important. That's why at American Energy Heat and Air, they make shopping for a new air conditioner easier with their new online quoting tool. Now, all you have to do, go to AmericanEnergyAir.com and get an instant quote today. It'll help you determine what system you'll need to get and provide those great pricing options they have, the best pricing options, all from the comforts of your home without having somebody coming to your house. Visit AmericanEnergyAir.com. Check out how easy it can be. Or if you want to give them a call and talk through what your specific needs are, call 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
I was just telling Katie, I think my new favorite Twitter follow is an account. It's called Today Years Old.
Uh-huh.
And all it does is, like, the whole premise is I was today years old when I found out.
What's today's?
I don't know what today's is. I haven't looked, but I can tell you yesterday's or maybe the day before was You know those little mini, those like little oranges?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuties.
Yes.
And by the way, if somebody
I
else,
have several in my bag.
You do?
Yeah, I brought
Do you
them.
have a knife?
Dang. I must have left that at home.
Well, again, farm person. Don't you guys carry like Swiss Army knives and stuff around in case you need to birth the thing?
Leatherman's.
So, anyways, the
Dave
point
doesn't
was,
know what that is.
I don't. It's that no Leatherman's. It's that place off of 50 where you get the steak.
Correct.
And the steak.
No,
the beans.
Leatherman's is where you go get the ice cream, stupid.
Oh, Leatherman's.
Leatherbees.
Yeah, or
no,
Cattleman's.
Leatherman's.
Yeah, Cattleman's and Leatherbees.
Cattlebees.
And became Leatherman's, and they have
What
Cattlebees.
is happening right now?
So here's the whole thing. Listen, you take one of those oranges, and this guy did this. You cut it right in half. There could be a clementine too, by the way. Clementine cutie. I'm just saying one of them. You cut them in half, and then, dude, this fool straight put his thumbs in the bottom and turned it inside out, and every little the orange completely split into pieces, and you just hold it like that, and you pick it out in these perfect little pieces.
Fascinating.
I'm telling you, I'm going to show you. You're Katie. I promise you're going to. You know what? 3 for Madness. Brought to you by Firewings.
21 different flavors to choose from.
Yeah, and no
cutie is not one of them.
Yeah, Firewings, just wing it. That's the angriest read I ever did. Firewings, just wing it.
Matthew Dellavedova is heading home to Australia as he signs a 2-year deal with Melbourne. What's your favorite Kings Deli moment?
Man, you know what? Honestly, there's so many. There was the
You're so
no,
dumb.
hold on. No, there was and then remember when he
My favorite Kings Deli moment is anytime he shoots a 3.
Okay, I'm going to tell you actually my favorite
joking.
Kings
Can
Deli
I just,
moment.
Can I because Matthew Dellavedova, the Australian Mateen Cleaves, I thought was amazing on the team for many, many reasons, especially what, Jay? But the best moment, was it the franchise 3-point record he broke?
Yes.
Dang it!
Oh,
dang you! Do you even remember who it was against?
Yeah.
Who?
An NBA squad. and they.
I'm surprised that you remember that.
Did you? I mean, did you? Really
I mean, it was pretty memorable just because Deli did it.
I guess calling the games and doing those things, when something like that happens, to me, it was I'm so glad that Deli was the one. To I mean, obviously it was garbage time at that time.
Who cares?
Everyone was out. And then the Kings were just on a barrage for the whole night. And then Deli comes in, he knocks down number 23. It was against Orlando.
He's a champion.
At home.
At home.
It was magical.
Golden one.
I didn't think it was the one on the road where
it was early. Yes.
Come
But not
on,
everyone watches every game and remembers.
Yeah.
Please acknowledge.
They're Betty.
Good.
Thank you.
Number 2.
That was my favorite too.
Great.
I think it went over.
Same one.
High five.
I think it went over her head.
Yeah, I think. Oh, 100%.
100%.
I don't always
100%.
listen. Did I miss something?
Yeah. Can you isolate that and send it to me after the show, please? I was hoping to get one today. That I will be using.
All right,
Number 2.
Numeros.
Question 2.
Of all the teams that Victor Wembanyama could have landed on last night, where are you happiest for him personally that he didn't end up?
Oh, that he didn't end up. Well, obviously, probably Detroit.
I read that wrong too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit for me.
Really?
Yes.
For him.
Yeah, I get it. Also, it's
wow. So you'd rather him end up in Washington? You hate him.
I mean, I'm just saying, it's Detroit.
No, listen. I will say this.
It's Detroit.
Their fan base might be one of the worst in the league. Right. And I mean no disrespect. I know this sounds really terrible, but at that game this year in Detroit, I was like, I've never been in an NBA arena and felt less
Katie.
Just anything from the they were completely uninterested in the game that they were watching.
You're a Pistons fan and you see that 17-win team. You're interested in the basketball on the court.
We've had some rough years for Kings fans.
No,
I've never seen a crowd at an NBA arena be so. I mean, there was runs, there was points during the game where they could have been excited, and there was nothing.
But also, when you're done with all that as a player, you get to go home to Detroit. So yeah, I was very, very, very happy for him. And by the way, and we'll talk about this in the next segment.
Noted Wizards fans across from me.
I'm not saying Wizards fans, but hey, at least you're telling me you'd rather. Hey, Jay, I'm going to give you the same radio job for the same amount of money. It's going to be way more than you make here. You got to take that. You got to take the job. You have a choice. You can take a job in D.C. or you can take the job in Detroit. And don't worry about market size. I'm talking about you.
Don't worry about market size, but I'm looking at it from this perspective. Do I have a chance to win in Detroit versus I'm going to like the worst radio station ever in D.C.?
Oh, well, that's different. He's not going to be on that team in 5 years anyways, either one, Detroit or Washington. He'll be a Laker. Duh.
Oh, my gosh.
Duh.
Do not stop it.
Do not stop it. Duh.
Dave.
Number 3.
Question 3. On this day in 2020, something non-COVID related happened.
Hey.
A pair of Jordan 1s autographed and worn by Michael in his rookie year sell for $560,000. If you could own any pair of athletes' shoes or cleats from any game, what would they be?
Number 1, let's just say, by the way, that the person that sold those is feeling so great about themselves because I'll just bet that those shoes were sold either just before or probably just after the Jordan dot came out.
Real quick to your point, Sportico reporting this morning, Michael's 92 Dream Team gold medal ceremony jacket is for sale right now. It's expected to fetch $3 million.
May I ask what might seem like a very obvious question here? So is Michael Jordan just all of a sudden like, is this the OJ thing where you're selling your own memorabilia to make money?
No.
Like, where's this stuff coming from?
I don't know.
I'm sure somebody got it years ago. It is now.
I don't think he really cares about much other than rings and a few other.
I mean, he doesn't need the money from the sale.
I don't think it's going to him.
Have you watched the movie yet with Ben Affleck? And I have like 20 minutes left in it. Fantastic.
So fantastic. You still have 20 minutes left.
I had a 4 a.m. wake up call today, and I watched some yesterday while I was having my coffee, while I was having my lunch, and then I didn't really have time after there was an NBA game.
So
I've watched more than you.
Okay. Let's all just
would you buy something like that though? Would you buy a pair
not like
of those?
that? And by the way, the background on the gold medal ceremony, why that's going to go for so much is that famously Jordan draped himself in an American flag because he's a Nike athlete and was loyal to Nike.
Yeah.
And those ceremony jerseys or jackets had Reebok on them. So that's actually a really, really cool thing. The question was shoes or cleats. This kind of answers that question because for me, I'm into a different kind of memorabilia stuff that has, I think, more of a, like we talked about, like I could get Ronnie Lott once chopped off his finger, like give me the finger, Kurt Schilling's bloody sock, or whatever, just crazy moments.
Mm-hmm.
I thought a lot about this, and I'm such a big Bo Jackson guy, so part of me would say, do I want the cleats from the game he got injured in because of how. Again, the impact of that game.
That's a good one, actually.
Is insane. I don't want to just go for like Jordan's flu game shoes. You know,
those would be good though too.
Oh, I totally agree, and worth much more than Bo Jackson's cleats from that Cincinnati game. But that's a question I could spend all day on.
I like the Bo Jackson answer is a good answer though.
I mean, it's very thought out. I don't know that you spent a lot of time thinking about it because I think you saw it 10 minutes ago, but this is where you always got mad at me when we worked together. I don't care about this stuff, so I can't answer this question. The question is great. For most sports people, it's yes.
This is a lesson for Jay because Jay gets annoyed with me sometimes with these questions because I'll like ask for addendums or this or that, or I'll give sort of a different answer, but I always get you. Yeah, you would absolutely go crazy.
I would
this
actually
one, this one.
No, I don't care about that stuff. Like I can't imagine spending money.
Okay,
on,
let me
like,
reframe it then. You have this memorabilia that you can sell that puts your daughter through the greatest college, buys her 2 houses. Where are you going?
But I don't own this. If I owned it,
I'm saying you're gonna own it and sell it. That's fine. Which ones would you own, knowing you could maximize your value for your little girl? I need an answer.
I mean the gold track shoes from the Olympics.
The gold track shoes from
I'm blanking on Michael Johnson.
There
Yeah,
you go.
Michael Johnson's
You know what?
gold track shoes.
Congratulations.
You got an
You've done
answer.
something I haven't been able to do in 13 years. You got a straight answer out of Kayte.
You know why, Dave? Because I'm a good guy that listens.
No, because you're not me. That's why. Because she doesn't need us to be a punk. We'll take a break. When we come back, the Spurs win the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Is the NBA rigged? We discuss next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You might stay in Vegas if you go too far.
Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is.
It is. I admit it. All right. But I do take vitamin D, Bill. I do. It's a little nature. Watch. I'll show you.
Go 19 minutes without getting in trouble,
These
man.
bad boys.
Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Out that door to a cool start on this Wednesday. Into the afternoon, temperatures will still be plenty warm with bright sunshine and light southwest winds. Expect highs in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
A nice warm shower is not so nice if it doesn't drain like it should. Well, let's fix that right now. Get a sewer inspection, including mainline drain cabling and video analysis, just $97. Plumbing, sewer, electrical, heating, and air, Bonnie.com.
So I'm a public school teacher and I'm on my feet all day long. That would be on concrete. The pain would shoot up my heels and just increased from the bottom of my feet up. Then my back started hurting. So my husband and I were driving and I went, oh, look, there's a Good Feet store. I'm greeted by this gal named Mercy. That was a perfect name for her. And the cool thing about the Good Feet store is that you're able to try before you buy. I had free fittings. She was able to fit me with special arch supports. And so I walked around in the store. Within 30 minutes, I started sobbing because I had no pain. Well, if your feet are hurting, do something about it. You don't have to grin and bear it. You need to go to the Good Feet store and get some arch supports. I'm Deidre, and that's my Good Feet story.
See how they work for you with a free fitting and test walk at the Good Feet store.
The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
It's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoff. So, you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kayte Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. Hey, Kenny Thomas is going to join us in an hour and a half on a day that normally, oh, by the way, this would be a Katie day. That's right. It's Wednesday. You would be coming on at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, during the season.
On Analyst Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're in studio for all 4 hours, listening to a little Billy Ocean. Get out of my dreams, get into my car. Kenny Thomas at 9 a.m. Jay and I will be stepping out so the analysts can just go right at it.
We'll be analyzing the analysts
today.
That's
right. Who analyzes the analysts? And then at 9:27, Post Malone tickets. Katie still has not agreed to go.
I told you.
Did you say you would?
Oh, my God.
Katie, favorite Post Malone song? Go.
I like the one with the beat.
I'm terrible with names of songs.
She actually
really am. I do know Post Malone. I love his music. I don't know names of songs.
You're talking to somebody that grew up in a barn and all she had was like a VHS tape of CMT videos that she watched.
I really did.
That's actually like a.
Yeah. We didn't get it, so we had to get a videotape of it so we could watch it at home.
Exactly.
I didn't have a local cable provider out there.
No.
Well, she was toting the water back.
It's like someone climb on the roof and move the antennas just a little bit.
Seriously, they weren't kids. They were antenna extensions. Here's Victor Wembanyama after the draft lottery ended, and of course he will be the number one pick.
I'm going to make everything to win as many games as I can, and I'm trying to win a ring ASAP, so be ready.
Already calling a shot. Wow. Is Victor Wembanyama. I don't know.
Be ready.
Be ready. The Spurs win the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Victor Wembanyama, thought by many to be the biggest prospect, and I'm not just talking, size, but the most heralded prospect since LeBron James coming into the draft. The Spurs won the draft in 1987. And elected to draft a guy who still had some time left in the United States Naval Academy, who turned out to be okay, and David Robinson. 10 years later, they draft Tim Duncan. And now, carry the win 26 years later, they're going to draft Victor Wembanyama. My favorite take last night was when some of our...
How did they end up with generational type big players?
Yeah.
How is that the...
It's crazy. It really is crazy. And the idea, though, that let's just calm down on this part, because there was more than a couple Kings fan friends of mine on my timeline yesterday. They were like, the NBA is rigged. It's like, hold on. I get that it is strange and a little funny, but I feel like a generational international talent, a guy from France who's going to connect everything and add instant value to the season ticket holder base, to the frame, this, that, whatever. I'm pretty sure if the NBA was rigging things, they wouldn't rig it to go to San Antonio. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that somewhere in some room, NBA executives, when it was found out it would be San Antonio, said cuss words. San Antonio. Have you ever been to San Antonio? I like San Antonio.
But of all the possibilities,
right.
there wasn't really a place that was going to be Portland doesn't fall into that.
I think Portland would.
Detroit doesn't. Charlotte doesn't.
No.
we know there's another place that someone just apparently is very upset about. Washington.
Oh yeah, Washington.
I mean, I'm scared to even say it.
Yeah.
That Jay might run in the room and throat punch me.
Washington.
Well, that would be inappropriate, number one. But I would scold you.
She might roll it and throat punch. I think we are. So it kind of had to be, and we talked for weeks before the draft. We would joke about it has to be San. Of course, it's going to be San Antonio.
I mean, San Antonio, they've won 5 titles.
Yes.
Okay. Can we talk about the bigger thing? We all know that Victor is going to be this type of player.
Yeah.
That I mean, obviously there's high expectations.
Yes.
He's a special talent. We never know how this is going to work out. Let's just say that from the beginning. But can we ask the question that everyone should be wondering about? Is Greg Popovich going to be the one that ushers in this new era for the Spurs?
I can't imagine he was going to stick around, coaching the great value brand Spurs for 4 years compared to his original teams and then leave when Wembanyama
So
rolls
for him to be the head coach for all of these phases, in terms of their previous, lottery winning situations, like it's pretty phenomenal. But you have to say in the sense that there was a lot of that fan base in San Antonio that was really upset last year, the year before, that Greg Popovich had not stepped down and retired and hung up his clipboard or whatever you want to say. And listen, Pop he has the biggest coaching tree in the entire NBA, hands down, without a doubt. I would bet money that on every single staff in the NBA, there is at least one person that came from the Greg Popovich coaching tree, and most likely multiple people.
Yeah.
And so I'm really curious what the franchise's idea in terms of the coaching side of things is, in terms of ushering in this new era.
Well, but why? Listen, first off, any San Antonio fans that want a Greg Popovich gone are dumb. Secondly,
okay, so go ahead, say it, but say why.
Because Katie, I'll use the analogy I always use, and it's great that you're here because you will understand it as well, because we both love cooking and we both love cooking shows. So Bobby Flay.
I don't necessarily love cooking shows.
You don't have
You're
to.
the woman, but go ahead.
If you...
I'm a big cooking show guy. I'll relate to you on
I've
this.
used this analogy
in this
a
relationship.
A billion times I've used this. If you give Bobby Flay or Alton Brown or whatever celebrity chef or whatever you want, if you give them bad ingredients, they're going to turn out bad food. Now, that bad food may be better quality than the bad food I turn out with those ingredients. It might be a nicer end of bad food, but you can't. It's funny how all of a sudden, and we'll talk about this later, like Mike Budenholzer, Monty Williams, Nick, these are all bad coaches now. But, oh, wait a minute. They were really, really good coaches a year or two ago. Look at their rosters. Look at their injuries.
We're going to talk about that later.
That. And with Greg Popovich, when you have a really good roster, you're a really good coach. I actually have more respect for the work he's done over the last 3 years almost than I do for the work he's done over the previous 7 to 10 years.
It's not about that. And I agree with you. I think that one of the biggest transformations that I've seen in terms of Greg Popovich has been his willingness and ability to teach, because that is not what any of us expected. And so watching him and really watching that game that they had at the Astrodome.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who it was they were playing, but it was right before we played them. I think it might have been Charlotte or something like that. And watching that broadcast, that national broadcast, and having him mic'd up and hearing him, it was the Warriors. It was the Warriors. Yeah. And he's like, to the coaches, he's like, okay, clip that play because I want to show them how well Golden State is moving without the ball. His ability to teach and show at this stage in his career, when a lot of people are going to say, okay, he's an older coach. He's coached championship teams. He doesn't want to mess around with these young guys. Yeah. He has done a great job. My only question, Dave, is this. You do have a bunch of phenomenal head coaches who have been let go because the NBA is wild and crazy, and we'll talk about that later. So when you've got a new generational talent coming in with an already young team, do you want to bring somebody in that might have a long few? Like, how much longer do you think Greg Popovich is going to coach? 5 years?
74 years old. He's probably not going to coach 5 more years. I don't disagree with the premise of what you're saying, but I have a feeling we'll agree on this. If I own the Spurs, I say to Greg Popovich every year, this is your job until you do not want it.
I agree, but the question is, it's not about that. It's like the shoe question you guys made me answer. Theoretically, do you think it's more beneficial to go with someone that could potentially be the coach that is going to, like Mike Malone going to Denver?
And the answer is no. And I'll tell you why it's an emphatic no. This is the perfect situation for Victor Wembanyama. You have a guy who coached, you have a guy who coached David Robinson and Tim Duncan, and who has won multiple championships. That is now going to probably be Victor Wembanyama's coach and mentor for the first 1, 2, 3 years of his career. Oh my God, what better university to go to than the University of Greg Popovich? And then someday Pop's going to hand the reins over to Jordy Fernandez or Luke Laux or one of our super young assistants that's going to be up and coming, or whoever it may be, and take them to that next level, like Phil Jackson did with Doug Collins, and on and on and on. All right.
Phil Collins.
Shut up.
Studio.
That's where you went?
Nah, you know where Phil's going. Five wings.
That's right. 21 different flavors to choose from. Katie and I have dined at Fire Wings a few times. I forget what your favorite flavor is, but it's probably something strange.
Anything dipped in blue cheese.
Yeah, well, there you go. All 21 flavors can, in fact, be dipped in blue cheese, some better than not.
Your blue cheese over ranch?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. I got to, for chicken wings, I got to side with Katie there.
Oh, I'm not saying there's a wrong answer there.
In general.
Just, I think most people are.
Yeah, you're right. Fun fact, everybody.
Not going to kick the ranch off my plate, though.
I shouldn't say.
Right. No, I'm saying there's not a wrong answer there as long as you like both.
Take the girl out of the ranch, we can't take. Anyways.
Perfect.
Thank you. So, fun experiment to do. Just some pro tips for Fire Wings. If you are ordering your sides, get your blue cheese dressing, but also order a ranch and a buffalo. Not a buffalo, but buffalo sauce. And here's what you do: combine them. You ever had Ruffalo sauce, ranch and buffalo? It is fan-flipping-tastic, and it can go with many of those 21 different flavors. It's 7:40 a.m. right now. Order your Fire Wings, go online, and pick them up today. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever it may be. It's going to be ready for you to go. No lines, no nothing. Just get in, get out, and enjoy your Fire Wing. 21 different flavors. Firewings.com. Just wing it. Eastern Conference Game 1 ahead of us. Are people sleeping on the Miami Heat? And if they are, can they please get off? They have a game tonight. Go away and sleep on a bed. We'll do that next.
It was an amazing season for the Sacramento Kings. The coach of the year.
These honors don't come around often, and so you're very appreciative of them.
The clutch player of the year.
Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
And a return to the playoffs for the first time in 17 years.
16 seasons of frustration. Sacramento has clinched the playoffs.
Keep it on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com for all your Kings off-season news.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
I think my battery's dead.
With free battery testing and charging, AutoZone is here to help.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
What if I need a new one?
We have the right batteries right here at America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone.
And what if I don't know how to connect it?
No problem. We have a how-to for you at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Hey, it's Trudy over at Bell Brothers, the No Surprise Guys. And we're looking to hire 15 call center reps right now for both long-term positions and seasonal workers. Our starting pay is great, more than you'd expect, with paid training and full benefits that kick in after just 90 days. Health insurance, dental, and vision. Are you getting benefits where you work now? We also guarantee 40 hours a week, so you never have to worry about unexpected small paychecks because you couldn't get the hours. We also offer performance bonuses and plenty of room room for growth opportunities in the company. For seasonal workers, we offer the same great pay and paid training, plus flexible hours to fit your schedule. Show up at the Bell Brothers office on Norton Road in Sacramento this Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for an interview. You can find the address and more information at theNoSurpriseGuys.com. That's theNoSurpriseGuys.com. Remember, be there at 8 o'clock this Saturday morning. TheNoSurpriseGuys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
Folsom Lake Ford has trucks. The F-150s are here. Explorers, Expeditions, and a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports. They're in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford. Shop Folsom Lake Ford, your truck headquarters, right here in Sacramento for your favorite Ford models at good, fair prices. Short on cash? Buy any new Ford with zero down. Save big with low interest finance rates. Plus, Folsom Lake Ford is paying top dollar for all trades. We want your vehicle regardless of mileage or condition. This could be the best time to buy a new Ford. Check out the huge inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership and see the most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 30 years. FolsomLakeFord.com.
0 down with approved credit.
Post Malone. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying to her. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Post Malone. Pre-sale for City Card members begins Wednesday at 10 a.m. through Thursday before the general public, on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at livenation.com. Don't miss Post Malone.
When it breaks,
We have it first.
it's Sactown Sports breaking news.
Those headphones on.
Sorry, we were doing that orange trick I talked about earlier where you're supposed to be
Okay.
able to
He's
turn it
using the
inside
word, the term "we" very loosely.
Well, you were filming.
I was filming.
Not a group effort, though.
Here's Katie's contribution. She was filming and she goes, "Oh, it's squirting everywhere."
I gave him the orange.
She did.
Anyways,
Go ahead.
Breaking news.
you knew this was bound to happen at some
God.
point.
Oh no.
Oh, Anthony Davis.
No.
According to Twitter, has unfollowed Stephen A. Smith after Stephen A.'s comments this morning.
What did Stephen A. say this morning?
I didn't see it, but I just saw, apparently he wasn't nice. So Anthony Davis no longer follows Stephen A. on Twitter. Back to you.
You know what, Stephen A.
I'm so tired of him.
One of these players.
Me or Stephen A.
One of these players needs to
Not
just get
you.
on there with Stephen A. and just punk him.
Seriously.
Just punk him. I was
JJ Redick tries.
I did not like. Listen, it's all fun and games, and we've all kind of done the whole street clothes Anthony Davis thing. That whole concussion thing they did.
That was ridiculous.
Stephen A, it was Shaq and Charles.
No, but Stephen A. had
also,
some.
right,
yes.
laughing about him being. Look, it's the trainer's call. That was their call. What is the deal? And you're screwing around with possible concussion.
No, but even his comments, and yes, he's a known Knicks fan, right?
Right.
His comments about Julius Randle after
right.
So
and
tired
because-
of some people's voices.
Because and this is a whole different topic, but this is the problem because ESPN has gone away from, it's a factory town with factory workers, as Keith Olbermann used to say, and you have the talent being nobody's bigger than the network. You had the days of your Sports Center anchors, Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann, Craig Kilborn, Chris Berman, et cetera, Hannah Storm. Now what you've done, what ESPN and Pitaro, the guy running it now, have done, and they showed the upfronts yesterday when they gave Pat McAfee 8 figures. Pat McAfee is leaving DraftKings and taking a show to ESPN, and one of the things that was non-negotiable for him was creative control. He has full creative control. This isn't a knock on Pat McAfee at all, who is new media, new age, has been immensely successful. The problem is now what ESPN has done with guys like Stephen A., guys like Mike Greenberg. They have elevated Stephen A. and others like him to this, and it almost mirrors the news networks. Now I'm really rabbit holing, where you've gone away from journalism. You've gone away from talking about the stories and letting the people decide to these clown shows where everything's a hot take, everything's an argument, everything's this crazy opinion, because we are getting stupider as a country, and our attention spans are getting smaller as a country. So long-form journalism is gone.
I also think that it's indicative of what social media has done.
That's a direct
and
effect.
So that no longer are you
patience.
just reporting. So here it is up here where now it's on the screen. And
well, these Warriors win another title. Let's argue about it.
I'm really curious. But I mean, Steve Kerr had some interesting comments, and we're going to get to that later in the show. We've got time, obviously. But with social media and just the power that it has given people to have a very highlighted in your face voice, right?
Yeah.
And that's just a common non-media working voice, right? I think that has made it so that the members of the media have to be even more absurd, right?
Yeah.
And to me, it's sad because at what point it's like a shock jock to me, because the reality of the situation is you never at any point in your life could have done what even the 15th person on this bench is doing. But you sit in a chair behind a microphone and you have hot takes, and your ego gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then really what happens is there's like a loss of humanity.
Yeah, but you're not doing the whole if you didn't play you can't analyze.
No,
right?
I'm not saying that. I'm not my argument.
I'm clarifying.
But I'm saying like you don't understand like that these people are freaking human beings.
No, that's true.
You forget the humanity in it because you've never been in that situation to be like, God, it's really difficult. Every freaking thing you do, right or wrong, on the court, on the field, on the playing surface, is analyzed and picked apart. And you've got 50 million people on Twitter or social media, Reddit, whatever it is. They're going to go down. You're crucified all the time. And then to have a member of the media, when there's so many things that you can cover, manage the conversation, direct it in the right way. No, you have to fall into the same BS that everybody on social media is. It's just shockingly just lazy to me.
But whose fault is that? Is that the media's fault? Is that and again, this is a bigger conversation.
Is a bigger conversation.
Right now it's my fault.
Or is it, this is
right now.
You derailed.
It is a better conversation. The problem here, and again, I'll mirror the news shows, and I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. So I'm going to use Fox and CNN. So somebody will still get upset, but look at the models both have done. You have a little bit of reporting sprinkled in, but what are your primetime shows? Your primetime shows are or were, whether it's Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, whether it's Don Lemon, Chris Cuomo, whatever it is, Anderson Cooper, Wolf Blitzer, and they're opinion shows. They're opinion entertainment shows, not Walter Cronkite doing the news, not Tom Brokaw.
Yeah, it's completely shifted.
Sports is doing the same thing on ESPN and on a national level, where they go, okay, it's almost like why do people like reality shows so much? Reality shows are trash. Why do people all this reality show? The networks are lazy. No, the networks make money. And what they do is they do focus groups.
Well,
they find out what you want to watch.
It's the equivalent of, there's a reason why the opposite lane of the freeway deadlocks when there's a car accident on the other side.
Because everyone wants to rubberneck.
Yes.
And this is sports rubbernecking right now. And everyone likes to see a car crash. It's not the media's fault. I don't blame the networks as much as anybody else, because guess what? If you want more long-form journalism, if you want more regular journalism, you want well thought out news stories, well, they're not even well thought out. If you want news reporting and all that, the ratings are going to reflect what you want to see. And what happens is the ratings reflect that Stephen A is polarizing as hell. He knows how to build an arc. He argues with somebody. People want to see that. And that's what the best, and by best, I mean highest rated sports radio is. It's why Boston sports radio dominates. It's the same thing with New York, because here's the premise, Katie. We want to double our ratings, and let's say you came on board full time. I've said this before. This is it's not a secret. Jay every day plays the role of whoever in the middle, and our entire show is this. Dave and Katie, true or false, the Sacramento Kings should get rid of Harrison Barnes and bring in Draymond Green. And then before the show, you and I are talking. And it's like, all right, which one do you feel more strongly about? And you go, I don't want Draymond Green here. I go, okay, well, I can totally make a case he should be here. All right, you take that side, I'll take this side. And we have a whole list for 4 hours of topics, of which you're on one side and I'm on the other. And then all we do is yell and scream at each other for 4 hours. Double ratings.
God, we should have a reality show of just our friendship. If this is the recipe.
Wait, you guys yell at each other off air for ratings? Now I'm confused.
No, we yell at each other.
No, we just yell at each
other. You're selling your soul to the devil. It's lazy. It's lazy, unintelligent.
So why it's hard for me to watch anything? It really, I mean,
but
it really is
normal, and I'm not. We're not the populace, because the populace likes that. And yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, on the chat right now. I get that you don't, and you don't. But the numbers reflect. And by the way, as we break, I have a ton of respect for Stephen A., Mike Green, a lot of these guys. When I say it's unintelligent, I don't mean they're not working their ass off, researching.
No, you're talking about the format it has become.
The conversation itself, to be clear, because get up there and try to have those debates. It ain't easy.
Yeah.
It is not easy. I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to. And that's where we're going. So here we go. ESPN, yell, 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 scream, scream, scream. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll kind of combine two things here. We got the Eastern Conference Game 1 happening. We want to get into that briefly. And then Draymond Green, comments from both Steve Kerr and Draymond himself. We'll do that next.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa every week on Sactown Sports. Get the latest on equipment, area courses, people who play the great game, and plenty of good conversations about golf. It's the Golf to Go Hour every week with Frank LaRosa on Sactown Sports. Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, America's most awarded golf facility. Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Quick Quack Car Wash.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Out that door to a cool start on this Wednesday. Into the afternoon, temperatures will still be plenty warm with bright sunshine and light southwest winds. Expect highs in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Discover the shinier, stronger car wash experience with the new ceramic duck, only at Quick Quack Car Wash. Try our premium wash at 50% off by texting duck to 41284. You are going to look spectacular. Text duck to 41284.
Memorial Day is coming, and Elk Grove Kia has deals you'll never forget, like the hottest all-electric EV on the market, the luxurious EV6. Save big with lease specials of $10,000 below MSRP. Not just one or two, but every EV6 in stock. EV's not your thing? How about the sporty 2023 Soul GT line that you can lease for just $99 per month? Come look at all our exciting specials at Elk Grove Kia. Don't worry about credit. No credit, bad credit, charge-offs, repos. Don't worry. Our team has over 100 years of experience. Others say no. Elk Grove Kia says yes. $7,500 Kia lease cash plus $2,500 dealer discount equals $10,000 total savings for EV6 all in stock Kia finance credit approval required. Not all will qualify. 99 plus tax, 24 month lease, $10K per year, 20 cents per mile over, 0 security deposit required, $52.50 customer cash required, incentive residual of $17,781.95 subject to Kia finance through one approval. One of this payment GK 87812 offer expires 5/31/23.
Turn your highway into a smile way. Elk Grove Kia.
Hey, you want to be around people having a great time? You need to come check out Capital Casino, offering the most varieties of table games in the region in the friendliest environment. Come for the food, which is awesome, of course, and stay and play. Conveniently located in downtown Sacramento at 411 North 16th Street
right there in downtown Sacramento for over 20 years. Cap Casino, best food, best games, and of course, the best action. And please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
For powerful HP tech your business can count on Staples. Staples has great prices on a full range of HP printers, PCs, laptops, and monitors. And now through May 27th, score an extra $50 off all HP laptops regularly priced $599.99 and above with the Staples Connect app. Plus, this week only, the HP OfficeJet 9015E wireless color inkjet printer is $70 off. For the best deals on the best HP tech for your small business, shop Staples. In-store only. Excludes Chromebooks and clearance.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines. Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him, switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and especially in this playoff. So, you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kenny Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Welcome back. From the YouTube chat, Dave, will you discuss the city of Sacramento being snubbed for expansion by the NHL and or MLS? The answer from my point of view is no. I'll tell you why. Because what's the point, number one? Number two, let me put something out there. There's a team like 20 feet away from us in Oakland that if the bigger conversation is why are the A's not moving to Sacramento, which is a far bigger market or decently sized bigger market than Las Vegas. It's kind of the best of all remaining worlds when you talk about their fan base. And we've always said Sacramento is truly a baseball town. Like, if you ever wanted a baseball team, a Major League Baseball team in Sacramento, what a wonderful opportunity right there.
It's an easy answer.
And that didn't happen. Why is that?
Don't want to screw the River Cats.
I love the River Cats. Big time. I have, excuse me, sir, I have thrown out the first pitch in a River Cats game before.
Same, and I got booed.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow.
It's my fault.
Did you bounce it?
No, I wore a Dodgers jersey.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
Katie and I have gotten our behinds kicked by the Wounded Warriors softball team on that field. But I would.
They wounded you two Warriors, apparently.
But I would happily, with a tiny tear in my eye, completely screw the River Cats if it meant we were getting Major League Baseball.
I hate to do this.
Nice.
Do you think that Sacramento could support a Major League Baseball team in terms of attendance?
It's a perfectly valid question. I think
this is not like a 40 home game type situation.
No, it's 81
yes.
plus preseason.
Yes.
No, I think it would be very much on the track of where Vegas is going. I think you'd build a 30,000 something, 25, 30,000 seat stadium. And yeah, I do think now if the team sucked like the A's do now, like in any market, there wouldn't be a lot, but you would be drawing from the 209, the 530, and the 916.
Bigger question on the horizon.
Yes.
We've got
Can the Warriors support Draymond Green?
I'm glad you asked, because Draymond Green could very much be a free agent if he opts out with that player option this year. And they talked about this, basically the season going off track when he, knocked out his teammates.
He knows that he had a great season this year from a basketball perspective, but he knows that he also compromised things by what happened back in October. And so part of him coming back next year has to be about, rebuilding some of that trust and respect that he's earned here.
Agreed. But good luck. That's not something that goes away. And we talked about this. And this is part of, I've never been a woman before. I can only speak when it comes to men. And maybe it's the same thing with both. Maybe women and men are the same.
I can't wait to see where this is going.
I'm saying from the jump, Jordan Poole was hit and knocked out on camera. And that video got out by his own teammate. And when you take all the macho and
he got out by a teammate,
Draymond Green.
It got the video.
No. I'm saying he got knocked out by a teammate. I don't know how, but somebody in the Warriors.
Someone absolutely did leak
Guys
that.
are very, and like I said, maybe women are too. I've just never seen it where you have the ego and the macho and and all that. And Jordan's had to watch himself be knocked out by his teammate. And he can't really respond to it and be like, dude, that was a cheap shot. I wasn't ready. Like, that's a very egocentric thing. And from the jump, it was like, I don't know how they can recover from this.
It was interesting when that happened it was preseason, right? Yeah. And all of the people and talking, like all the talking heads, and we've discussed our love of this. And that's what we're sitting here doing right now, which is the irony of the situation. But everyone's saying, I've seen so many fights in locker rooms and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? Mm-hmm. Really? So this is just a normal occurrence? I've been in a few locker rooms myself, and I don't know, women are a little bit different. I've almost come to blows with a teammate before. Did I cheap shot someone in the back of the head, or have I ever seen that no?
Right.
And would it disrupt a locker room? Yes.
I would think so.
Absolutely. And so I thought that was all just a load of, BS from the very beginning. And this is how the media in general handles the dynasty that has been the Golden State Warriors. And to think that was not going to end up the way that it did. Yeah. Come on now. And then look at it even from a larger lens. Jordan Poole was not good in the playoffs. No. And this is when a player is struggling like that, like I remember it was Terrence Davis that was struggling at one point during the season. And then he went on this role where he was getting playoff time or playing time. Yeah. And Delly came to him on the plane and sat down and had a conversation with him. And he's like, it completely shifted my mentality. Sure. Because there's such thing as leadership. And that's something that Draymond Green is responsible for on that team. But I would be willing to bet if you talk to these guys, coaching staff, players, off the record, a large majority of them would say privately that they do not enjoy playing with or coaching Draymond Green.
Yeah, but I'll bet you also there'd be a lot of players like Steph Curry that would say, I probably wouldn't have these rings without Draymond, and if he goes anywhere, I'm going to be very angry.
That's all fine and dandy, but at the same point, it's like, at what point does it become a detriment when someone gets so comfortable in their position and so overinflated in terms of their role and their level of responsibility to the success of a franchise and an organization?
When they stop winning.
No, when you punch teammates in the head.
Well, because as we have seen in sports and in other worlds, if you are, whether perceived or otherwise, profitable and behind success, you can get away with a lot more than the guy who's 11th on the bench.
Because we allow it.
Question for both of you guys, though, because obviously Draymond, nobody's making the argument that was okay, right?
Yeah.
How culpable in that situation are the Warriors as an organization? Because they've kind of fostered that almost. Like Draymond's been given the long leash, which, by the way, when you win 4 titles, your leash is longer.
And I think that's part of the answer.
We have to acknowledge that.
That's part of the answer.
Yep.
But you have a core group of veterans and another core group of young guys that clearly aren't on the same page.
Sure.
As an organization, you're responsible for fostering a lot of that too.
And until you're forced to make a decision based on the fact that the core is no longer championship sustainable, here's the thing, guys, and you know this. Draymond Green, okay.
What is he set to make? What's his player option? 26-7?
26, 27 million,
yeah.
Yeah. It's going to want more.
I don't think he's worth it.
Well, again, and by the way, I'm not doing the thing I'm doing here. I'm being honest. You and I were arguing about eye test before. The problem with Draymond Green is that that's somebody you can't analytically look at too much and go, okay, that's his value.
He does a lot of things.
He does a lot of eye testy and reality
but
things.
Also, I'm talking about point in his career, not based on, I'm talking about potential moving forward for the length of the next contract, not what he's done past.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's not how it works.
But you know how it works though in the NBA.
And also because of everything that has happened with the CBA and the luxury tax, all that stuff, the Warriors are in really big trouble. They have a lot of big contracts on their books.
They do.
Huge.
They do.
And so there's been Tim Duncan, there's been players, there's been high-level all-star championship caliber players that have taken less money to win titles.
Yes. But here's the cold hard truth that a lot of Warrior fans don't want to face, and I don't blame them. And I have no idea whether or not the franchise itself wants to face this. Draymond Green's not the one you need to get rid of. Klay Thompson's the one you need to get rid of. Klay Thompson's the guy that's got to go if you want to. They have a better chance of succeeding by trading or moving Klay Thompson than Draymond Green, because what was lost in this whole Jordan Poole thing, Klay Thompson also was ass for much of the playoffs.
He struggled.
I love Klay Thompson.
Badly.
I've said that I love him.
Yeah.
But the injuries apparently have taken their toll. He makes more money than Draymond Green by a long shot, and the Warriors can move Poole or somebody else in the Klay Thompson spot and lose less than what they would lose with Draymond Green, because Draymond Green.
There's a lot of things. Their GM is not even locked in right now. Bob Myers is.
And more than likely when Bob Myers goes, Draymond Green goes, because Bob Myers has always been the Draymond whisperer. So there's a whole lot of stuff going on there. But I'm saying they're looking at the wrong equation. If you have a choice between getting rid of Klay Thompson and Draymond Green simply from a victory standpoint, I'm taking Klay Thompson at this point every step of the way. We'll take a break. When we come back, okay, so the Spurs got Victor Wembanyama. What do we do with the other teams? We'll do that next.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Guys on other teams, when they look at the Sacramento Kings, they feel that this is a fun brand of basketball to play.
Stay tuned all off-season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
Family-owned Clark & Rush, celebrating 60 years of serving Sacramento. It's time to convert your gas water heater and furnace to electric. Just turn to the experts at Clark & Rush and Carrier. We electrify more homes than any other contractor in Sacramento. Plus, we'll help you get up to $6,500 in utility rebates. We'll even do the paperwork. Call or visit clark-rush.com.
Smart energy savings is what we do. Clark and Rush.
Call 916-245-2829.
They bleed black and purple. It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on your local sports leader, Sactown Sports.
We're not playing right now because when you speak about the fouling, when you speak about all of the slippage that we had as a team on the road, not being able to come together, none of those things happen if that doesn't happen, because the voice that I am and the departments that I lead this team in, there was a ton of slippage due to me sitting back, me not saying anything, me trying to allow that situation to play itself out and giving it time to heal. But while you're giving it all of that time, guess what? I would say probably by February, I started to feel like myself again and speak more. But guess what? There was 5 months of a season where slippage has just been occurring. And by February, if that slippage has been going on that long, you are who you are. At that point, you've built those habits. You've built bad habits. That is who you are now. So to try to correct them then, it's like, okay, you may get a little better. We did. We ended up in the second round of the playoffs.
All right, so that was Draymond Green with Stephen A yesterday, just to put a cap on this topic. What I find incredibly interesting is the video put out, Stephen A put out the video, and the caption was, Draymond Green told me that he believes the Warriors would still be playing if it wasn't for the incident between him and Jordan Poole. So when I went to click the video, I'm like, oh, okay. So he's going to take responsibility for that. Draymond, his thing is, yes, we'd still be playing because after I punched Jordan Poole, I had to be on my best behavior, which meant I wasn't as vocal as I normally am. And because I wasn't able to be vocal and hold the team accountable and in check, by the time I finally felt like it was okay for me to be vocal again, it was February, and that's 5 months of us slipping. So in effect, Draymond, and props to him, has been able to say, yeah, not because I'm the dummy who punched him, but because I wasn't able to check the team.
So
that's a lot of ego there.
It's a lot of. Are we shocked?
Wow.
I'm telling you, with great success, which Draymond Green and the Warriors have had, comes great, magnificently overly inflated egos.
Yeah.
It's like, and by the way, I think all Kings fans can say that they witnessed that with the Warriors fan base. It trickles down to every single portion, from upper level ownership all the way down to fans that buy tickets or wear a jersey, right? But the Warriors being where they were, it was a little bit of an anomaly. Like how could a defending title championship team struggle the way that they did on the road this year? It's not because of the punch, right? That probably factors into it and all this stuff. But they had massive, Steph Curry missed significant time twice this year. Sure. So where they were and how they ended up, like a lot of teams, really comes down to injuries, who was available, that type of stuff. But the ego that Draymond Green has, we should not be surprised by. And it's fed in by every corner of the national media. Every corner of the national media, because is Stephen A going to say, so hold on a second. You're telling me the reason that there was slippage is not because you punched Jordan Poole and created trust problems and issues within the locker room and within the organization. It's because as a result of that, you had to tamper down your demons. Yeah. And you had to be on your best behavior until it didn't matter anymore. What?
Well, you're very not dramatic, but
is that better?
Yeah, your comments are very pointed, and the problem is that when you raise your voice, it without the
anyway, we don't need the
cover.
whole
You asked me.
I was wondering earlier why you had one and I didn't.
Anyways,
but yeah, so I mean, you're right. The ego,
right? The ego. Now you said something about the road record.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's made me think. Isn't it possible that they had such a terrible road record? Well, first off,
because most teams bond on the road.
Well, but and isn't it possible they just didn't want to be around each other?
That's what I'm saying.
Like at home, you could go home and hang out and play video games. On the road, you're all in the same hotel.
You're stuck with each other.
Yeah, so maybe they were just like, I don't want to be on the road. Screw this. Well, they've got a lot to work on. The other teams that didn't get the number one pick, oh boy, Victor Wembanyama was just one pick away from being a Jordan Brand guy, which he might be anyways, playing for the Charlotte Hornets. They get the number 2 pick, which most likely will be Scoot Henderson, maybe Brandon Miller out of Alabama, but it will almost certainly be one of those two. And there's a lot of folks saying that this is a 3-person tiered draft. You have, I would say this.
A 3-person tiered draft?
So the idea being that there's a drop off after
number 3.
After Wembanyama, Miller, and Henderson. Those 3. I would argue that Wembanyama is on his own tier. Now, whether or not that works out 5 years, 10 years from now, we'll see. We've seen this issue before.
Especially with bigs.
You're seeing it with Chet Holmgren, and that was just 1 year. You saw it for 2 years with Joel Embiid. He had to sit out. Blake Griffin, a year he had to sit out. You saw it with Ralph Sampson, who's probably darn near the closest body and height comp to Victor Wembanyama, and what happened towards the end of his career. I mean, there are, and you're seeing it, by the way, not even with a big, but Victor Wembanyama is the most heralded prospect since LeBron James. But before Victor Wembanyama, the most heralded prospect since LeBron James was probably Zion Williamson.
So we've seen him with Zion.
And you're seeing it with Zion.
What Greg Oden? What year was that?
Greg Oden with Portland. That was
God. What?
Because Durant went number 2 out of Texas. So that was what 08, 09, 07. Yeah.
Dang, that was.
Yeah, exactly. But you've got a number of, for example, Detroit, man. Detroit slips all the way down to 5. They'll get a fine pick, number 5, but a major disappointment because
they've got Marvin Bagley though. They've got talent to build around.
Wow, look at you! I honestly,
that's a joke. Everybody,
I honestly was curious about if they did get Wembanyama.
To
go with
that
Cade
is
Cunningham, to go with
that
Bagley,
is the curiosity, right? Loaded with bigs, kind of something we saw. Philly went through that same type of thing.
It is. It's interesting because the way there is a 99.9% percentage chance that Wembanyama, Miller, Brandon Miller, and Scoot Henderson will, in some order, go 1, 2, 3, and obviously Wembanyama is going to go 1. I do think it's fascinating leading up to this whole thing, the whole Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson thing. Here's why. Scoot Henderson, I think most people would say, is the number 2 ranked player in the draft, but he's a point guard. Charlotte has LaMelo Ball.
Yeah, I was curious about that, right?
So
who's also was injured most of the season.
Now, when you are at that level, of course, you don't want to draft for fit. You want to draft best player available. But if they think that Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson are that close, Brandon Miller's a small forward. So let's say Charlotte takes Brandon Miller, maybe a pick early. You can't go wrong. Now you have LaMelo, you have Brandon Miller, not to mention with Miles Bridges, and who knows, we talked about him a little bit yesterday, what his future holds. But then you go Scoot Henderson, who in any other draft is your number 1 pick, almost certainly. Scoot Henderson goes to Portland. They also have a point guard.
No, they have big problems.
They do.
They have big problems because
that backcourt all of a sudden now.
No, I mean they have some very talented young players.
Yeah.
Very talented. And they have a very disgruntled superstar on their hands. And so there's a lot of talk about the demand for Portland to trade that pick because Damian Lillard wants to win now. My question is, trading that pick, how does that make you a win now situation? I think this is just the writing on the wall. That is unfortunate as it is. Damian Lillard deserves to compete for titles. Everyone wants to see that with him.
Sure.
But it's not going to happen in Portland.
No.
And if you are making these types of demands, what you are doing is basically hog-tying an organization for years to come to meet your demands.
Yeah, 100%. We'll take a break. When we come back, by the way, Tankathon is one of the sites I like to go to over the years because usually we're, tanking. Their mock draft has the Sacramento Kings taking Michigan shooting guard Kobe Buffkin at number 24. And then the second round with the number 38 pick, the power forward out of Missouri, Kobe Brown. So according to Tankathon, the Kings are going to take two people named Kobe.
Kobe miss.
Whereas in CBS's mock draft, they have us taking Chris Murray, which would be amazing. We'll take a break. When we return, did the Lakers do enough in the second half yesterday to convince you this could be a real series? And speaking of Victor Wembanyama, the trade that could get him on the move. Does it exist? We'll talk about it next.
It's Cattles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You're trying to bait me into something here. I've been in enough trouble lately, man. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. You might stay in Vegas if you go too far. Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is. It is. I admit it. All right. But I do take vitamin D, Bill. I do. It's a little nature. Watch. I'll show you. Go 19 minutes without getting in trouble,
These
man.
bad boys. Cattles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by the Roseville Auto Mall.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Out that door to a cool start on this Wednesday. Into the afternoon, temperatures will still be plenty warm with bright sunshine and light southwest winds. Expect highs in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Right now at the Roseville Auto Mall, we've got the best Memorial Day savings and selection we've had in years. Head out to Eureka Road off I-80 and kick off summer with a new car, truck, or SUV during the giant Memorial Day sale at the Roseville Auto Mall. Driven to be the best.
My father was a career United States Air Force pilot, and Memorial Day is a reminder of all he and so many others did for our country. Hi, this is Franklin Rosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Right now at the annual Memorial Day sale, everything in the store is on sale. Everything from living rooms to sofas to sectionals to dining rooms to home offices and so much more. And while you're there at Naturewood Home Furnishings, don't miss the parking lot clearance featuring drastically reduced closeouts, floor samples, and discontinued items now up to 50% off and more. Right now at the Naturewood Memorial Day sale, you can save in the store and in the parking lot. Whether you're looking to lighten the mood in your living room, brighten up your bedroom, or tighten up your home office, it's all available for you at Naturewood Home Furnishings, where it's all about choices and always about quality. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Hey, it's Trudy over at Bell Brothers, the No Surprise Guys, and we are looking to hire 15 call center reps right now for both long-term positions and seasonal workers. Our starting pay is great, more than you'd expect, with paid training and full benefits that kick in after just 90 days. Health insurance, dental, and vision. Are you getting benefits where you work now? We also guarantee 40 hours a week, so you never have to worry about unexpected small paychecks because you couldn't get the hours. We also offer performance bonuses and plenty of room for growth opportunities in the company. For seasonal workers, we offer the same great pay and paid training, plus flexible hours to fit your schedule. Show up at the Bell Brothers office on Norton Road in Sacramento this Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for an interview. You can find the address and more information at thenosurpriseguys.com. That's thenosurpriseguys.com. Remember, be there at 8 o'clock this Saturday morning. Thenosurpriseguys.com.
The No Surprise Guys, Bell Brothers.
It's the wine event of the year. Don't miss the Lodi Wine Experience, May 19th and 20th, an iconic weekend of world-class wines, delicious food, and live music at Lodi Lake Park. Tickets at LodiWineExperience.com. Must be 21 and over.
With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar. You're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. With no fees or minimums and no overdraft fees, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. CalHope can help. Access CalHope's free and secure mental health resources today. Call 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org.
At Hoblet Dodge Jeep Ram, we pride ourselves on honesty, integrity, and getting you a fair deal. Like the bigger dealerships, we sell great Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, but that's where the similarities end. It's how we do business at Hoblet that's the difference. Our handshake is our signature here. If we tell you the truck will cost this much, that's what it'll cost when you get here. If we tell you we're going to sell it to you for a certain price, that's the price we're going to sell it to you for. Our customers come back to us because that's how we do business. If you're in the market for a great new Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, come and see us. We're Hoblet Dodge in beautiful Woodland, California. We're a short 20-minute drive from Sacramento. Come out and meet our great staff. We promise we'll treat you with respect and keep our word when you do business with us. We're Hoblet Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. You'll find us on Main Street in Woodland, California, USA. Thanks for dropping by. Again, if you want a dealership that prides themselves in honesty, integrity, and getting you a fair deal, you'll find it at Hoblet Dodge Jeep Ram. Sactown Sports
Headlines. Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him, switching up matchups and schemes on him. But he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoffs. So you tip your hat to him.
Coming up on today's show, former King and current analyst Kenny Thomas joins us at 9 a.m. from the Folsom Lake Honda Hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. And if you missed that interview, check it out later today at SactownSports.com. Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Star HD in the YouTube chat says Kobe Buffkin plays like a 6'5" Fox with a consistent jumper. Well, draft him then. You're telling me there's a guy out there right now we can get at number 24 that's basically De'Aaron Fox but with a better jumper? You better draft him. That's my favorite time of year. Silly season. I mean, maybe he is. I don't know. The way everybody says it with gusto.
I'm all about it. I'm all about people being excited and all these things. I mean, there has been plenty of examples of people being drafted in the 20s that end up being superstar caliber players. I mean, it's like a needle in a haystack situation, but sometimes you come out with the needle.
Hey, Nikola Jokic was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial on the coverage. They were at a Taco Bell commercial when they drafted Nikola Jokic. True story. Let's see. Also, one more thing. NBC Sports from Matthew has us projected to draft Bryce Sensabaugh. Anyone know anything about him? I will say this. That name keeps popping up in my head, and I just need to do my research. I swear it's one of those earwigs. There's another athlete whose last name was Sensabaugh, and I can't remember who it was. But there was a college basketball player or something. This is not the first time I've heard the last name Sensabaugh. I want to say it was like a North Carolina, somewhere on the eastern side, maybe a Purdue. Kind of like that one dude that had the glasses with West Virginia years ago. Was it not Jared Pittsnoggle, but one of those guys.
Feel like you're just making this up.
I'm telling you right now, there's Sensabaugh that is not a new name at all. By the way,
what's the old 49ers coach's name?
Is it
John Sensabaugh?
Yeah, hell, I don't know. Quick question.
Yeah.
So Victor Wembanyama is supposed to be certainly going to be the number one pick of the draft. And the San Antonio Spurs have that. I always love doing this as a thought exercise. There are trades that exist that could get his rights, aren't there?
Not like real trades.
No, I'm saying legit.
Sure, if the Bucks offer Giannis for the number one.
Yeah, okay. So
like I said, not real trades.
So for real question, would the Spurs trade the number one pick straight up for Giannis? By the way, forget about salary cap and all that. Let's just not even get into that right now. I'm saying the Bucks offer Giannis for Victor Wembanyama.
No, I don't think so, because I think the direction that the Spurs have been going in with young players the last few years has been building to a peak. So if you bring in a superstar that's in their prime right now, what you have surrounded him with is young players that are not even close to being able to compete consistently on a playoff level.
And the other side of that too is if you do buy into the hype, which sure seemed like Peter Holt did last night when San Antonio got that number one pick, you have Wembanyama's rights, basically the control, the way contracts are set up in the NBA for like at least his first 8 seasons.
Yeah. So if it's not Giannis, it ain't going to be Jokic. It's not going to be Embiid. We used to, back in the day, I remember having this conversation every day after the lottery. If there's a big prospect, I always like to think, what would be a legit trade for this person? Doesn't exist. But one of the main things back in the day used to be 4 unprotected first-round picks. Well, now we know that gets you Rudy Gobert. Like, that's a whole different thing now. That's what gets you Donovan Mitchell along with a lot of other players. So I will make the following statement. You tell me if it's false. There's not a trade in the NBA that exists for Victor Wembanyama. That Victor Wembanyama has not played a minute in the NBA, yet is the number one most untradeable player.
Again, there's no realistic trade that is out there, no.
Isn't that generally the case, though?
No, I would say no. I don't think last year, for example, I think there were trades for Paolo Banchero. I do. I think the year before, I think there were trades for who won the Rookie of the Year 2 years ago?
He actually won it.
Yes, he was fantastic. But I do think like Zion, probably not. Although Giannis for Zion was probably more doable back in the day as far as from Katie's point of view.
I still feel like, though, like Zion had so much hype around him. Like, I don't even know if they did that then.
I just, the whole, what a dumb conversation, except for that's where I'm leading to is it really true? Can we just appreciate for a second that the most untradeable player in the National Basketball Association has yet to play for them and is 19 years old?
You know, so this is interesting. We were talking earlier about
what about Luka?
David Robinson. I think Luka was probably.
But I'm saying, would Luka be different if the Mavericks offered Luka Doncic and 4 unprotected first-round draft picks? Is that in your mind with Giannis?
Yes, again, because the argument is the time frame that this organization is rebuilding with young players. It's like, look at what Luka did with Kyrie Irving next to him.
Yeah.
Like, why do you want the time frame? And I think that is probably the primary reason that it's an untradeable situation, because you might be able to trade him for, and I don't think anyone in their right mind would trade Giannis for Victor Wembanyama.
Sure, but the funny thing is both teams probably say no. In this weird world, Milwaukee probably wouldn't do it, and San Antonio probably wouldn't accept it.
Exactly. And the reason San Antonio doesn't accept it is neither one of them meets the time frame, the timeline.
Jordan Poole, Kuminga, a first round in 2 seconds. Yeah, stop huffing paint. Here's one that's interesting. I'll leave you with this, and then we'll move on. Because I think this actually might be the closest one. All right, Jay, Katie.
I got to look something up. Go for it.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Josh Giddey, Chet Holmgren, and 3 unprotected first-rounders for Victor Wembanyama.
Probably not happening.
No.
Wow.
God.
Really?
What kind of...
Guys, hold on a
drugs
second. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem with you guys saying it wouldn't happen, but the whole drug... An all-NBA team first player who's in his early 20s. Josh Giddey, who might be the most underrated young player in the NBA and is 19. Chet Holmgren, who has yet to play a game, but may very well be Diet Wembanyama.
So here's the easy answer.
And 4 picks.
Here's the easy way to answer this question.
Yes.
Clearly, OKC is offering this because they think Wembanyama is going to be way better for them than everything you just threw out there.
I'm saying,
yeah, would San Antonio take it? Maybe.
That's okay.
OKC
yes,
is never going to offer that.
No.
You got to make a plausible.
No, I concede that. My point is trying to find trades that San Antonio would say yes.
Okay, can we talk about
since it's unrealistic, real quick. The only trade they accept is if it's like something that guarantees them like 2 titles in the next year. Again, a completely unrealistic scenario.
So we've talked about.
So what?
Oh my God.
Sorry. Go ahead. What's your point?
Are you done?
I am.
Okay. We've talked about how crazy it is that San Antonio wins the lottery for the 3rd time, and all of them are bigs. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, and now Victor, right? Can we talk about the fact that winning the lottery now in 2023 means drafting a 19-year-old versus the first game that David Robinson played for the Spurs, he was 24 years old.
Sure.
Because the first 2 years military service, right? And Tim Duncan was 21 years old with a mountain of life and playing experience, right? No matter how you look at this is way riskier than what the Spurs did back when they chose David Robinson and Tim Duncan. Can we agree on the fact that we all want to say that Victor is going to be he is like a unicorn, and we can acknowledge that. But can we also acknowledge there is a greater potential for failure because we are still talking about a 19-year-old that is a big. Bigs in the NBA have a higher percentage of failure.
That. I would put it more on the fact that he is a big. I mean, he's 7'5".
Yeah. And yes, he has a crazy amount of skill, but I'm also going to tell you, he is not going to be as impactful right away as he was playing overseas, because the NBA has a little bit different caliber of players and physicality.
We had the same conversation about Chet Holmgren last year, and I'm just hoping he's healthy and able to play a few games. That's all. We'll take a break. When we return, wow, the show's flying by. Who's hot? Who's not? Let's go streaking. We're going to turn the YouTube camera off, though, you weirdos. We'll do all that right after this.
The 49ers 2023 schedule is out and filled with big matchups.
The 49ers start the season with a Week 1 showdown in Pittsburgh.
At home in Week 5 against the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football.
And a Week 13 NFC Championship game rematch with the Eagles.
Plus, get every 49ers game this season on Sactown Sports. Visit SactownSports.com for the latest team news and a full schedule breakdown.
I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. We provide a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to determine eligibility. Businesses of all types can qualify, so go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. Download the Innovation Refunds app or go to getrefunds.com, getrefunds.com.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So, if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Nick Cattles reminding you that not all grills are created equal. Start your grilling season right with the amazing Napoleon Prestige line of outdoor cookers from Green Acres Nursery and Supply. My Napoleon Stainless Steel Pro Series gas grill, it's turning me into a pro. Just ask my friends that came over a couple weeks ago for my get-together. Napoleon Grills features other grills that just can't match. Built different, built better, built to last.
I may never want to cook indoors again. All made with premium steel that boasts absolute quality. Go to Napoleon.com for your nearby Napoleon Grills dealer. Napoleon Grills, now is the time for the best selection of grills and fine accessories.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater. What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Air and Solar, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, guys, or gal, I should say. Who's hot?
All right.
Dave's shoes from sprinting back into the studio.
I was in there with them. Who is hot?
Old athletes.
The olds.
The
Oh my
olds.
gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm completely unprepared for this. So I hope I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't.
On June 15th, 2005.
You're listening.
You're not, clearly.
I am.
Clearly.
I'm trying to. Katie's not used to listening. Go ahead.
On June 15th, 2005, Rich Hill faced Miguel Cabrera in a Major League Baseball game. Today, the 43-year-old Hill and the 40-year-old Cabrera will face off again.
Wow. Is it for real this time?
It is for real.
By the way.
He's faked you out before.
Yeah, I was going to say also 40 and 43 years old, the olds. Those are old.
Sportically speaking.
Yeah, you're right. They are.
Sportically, I like that.
Yes.
Sportically speaking.
Yes.
Who's not?
Who is not?
Teams in the NBA with the worst record at the end of this season, not just because they suck, but with the Pistons receiving the 5th pick in the 2023 NBA draft. That is now the fifth straight season where the team with the worst record has not selected first overall, which happens to coincide with the new lottery format, which started in 2019. Wow, laughing at the teams that are on the down.
Look.
I mean, the irony, right?
I used to be fine with them, and then I think it was last summer, I want to say, with the whole Keegan Murray, Jaden Ivey thing. Man, a lot of Pistons fans came out of the woodwork, and the wienerosity of that fan base is off the freaking charts, dude.
They stole Marvin Bagley from us.
Yeah.
Stole Jaden Ivey from us.
I obviously was not paying attention to what Detroit was saying.
Oh, you have a life?
Yeah. But what was the whole situation with?
They were going over like a better fit. It started out as like, which is a better fit? Jaden Ivey for which team is a better fit for Ivy? And next thing you know, someone makes a comment about Sacramento being a cow town, and someone's like, really, Detroit? And now they're going back and forth and whatever. But I would just say this, honest to God, does Detroit have the worst record? Does Detroit have the worst reputation as far as livability of any big city in the country? Is there one?
Baltimore's not great.
Is it okay? But again, let's play King of the Hill. Is it worse than Detroit?
I'll go live in both for a year and I'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as I'm paid to do so.
I'm trying to figure out a way to say this without people being dumb. how are we all going to go streaking with Katie here? Does she get?
There is a method to the madness, which I will reveal
so you got
during
it?
the segment. Do you have it?
Okay, all right. Well, let's go streaking.
Heaven forbid.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
You're streaking. All right. Every single day, we pick a baseball player.
That's right.
To get A hits. Katie, I'm just explaining the rules here.
Thank you.
So, the way it looks right now. Oh, where's my paper? My paper over there?
You're a farm person. You ever gone streaking ever in your life?
Where's my paper?
Not that farm people.
I mean, does
Well,
it has to
paper.
technically be outside, correct? Yeah.
You go streaking inside.
I mean, that's just running around.
Yeah,
naked.
I think everyone in their life has.
Well, if there's people there,
Like on a
if
bet
there's
or
an
something?
audience,
Yeah.
then yes, it would still be considered streaking, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're
I'm saying standard outside.
like if you're
God.
like if you've got a teenage sister and you're a boy and you go streaking through their birthday party, is that streaking?
Oh my God! Please tell me you never.
No, I never. I'm doing a for
That's
instance.
an oddly specific example.
I don't. Well, I was trying to think of settings you would have a party indoors for. I don't, a wedding. I don't know, Dave.
Breaking news. I found my paper.
Thank God.
Thank you. Yeah, what goes on in
All right.
that neck of the woods?
Where we currently sit, Dave, you are on a 1-game hit streak.
Yeah.
I am on a 2-game hit streak. Nate Littlefield on a 1-game hit streak. And, of course, Jason Ross on a 7-game hit streak.
He's kicking y'all's butts.
Yeah, right now.
Dave, let's start with you. You didn't pick Catholic Jogger. No, you went with Christian Walker.
That's what I did, Christian Walker.
Looking to go for your second hit in a row. Did Christian Walker help you out last night?
Here's Christian Walker, who's batting .264 with 9 home runs, a right-handed hitter.
Here's a fly ball to left field. Brent Rooker backing up to the wall, looking up, and that ball is gone. Look out for these Diamondbacks righties tonight. Christian Walker's 10th.
Yes!
Dave, your streak is now at 2.
Love me those Christian Walkers. Make it happen. Love it.
All right, let's go to myself. I picked Max Muncy of the LA Dodgers, looking to extend my streak to 3. And Max Muncy hit a double last night against the Twins. However, no highlight provided by MLB in their conspiracy against the Dodgers to silence them.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm on a 3-game hit streak now.
Wow.
Nate
Right.
Littlefield went with Oakland A. Brent Rooker.
Yeah.
Nate Littlefield's pick turn out well for him.
And now the pitch to Brent Rooker. Here it is. And Brent pops it up. Going to carry in a short right. A long run for Carroll. He's not going to get it. That's a hit. Scoring is Ruiz. And in at first with a single is Rooker. And the A's are on the board.
All right, so that extends Nate to 2. But the one we all care about,
Yeah, all of us.
the birthday boy, Jason Ross, looking for his 8th straight hit went with his, I think, current favorite player, Aaron Judge.
Oh.
On his birthday,
Yeah.
did Aaron Judge come through for one Jason Ross?
0-1. Swing and a high drive, center field. It is deep. Kiermaier looking back, looking up. It is gone. A home run off the batter's eye. Aaron Judge has gone yard. He says, hey, look at me now. 2-run shot. The Yankees take the lead.
I cannot confirm if Aaron Judge actually said, hey, look at me now.
Yeah, but it was probably side-eyeing something.
Yeah, it's back to the Yankees dugout, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right.
All right, Dave, who are you picking today?
I'm going to pick I'm going to stick with whoever's playing the A's. And I'm going to pick the hits leader for the Arizona Diamondbacks in the very first time I've ever read this name in my entire life.
Attaboy.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Related to Gurriel, I wonder? Gurriel doesn't seem to be a common last name.
I'm sure you could look that
Yeah, I
up.
will. I have no idea, but he's got 44 hits for the Diamondbacks. So, yay, baseball.
As you know, Jason Ross takes this very, very seriously.
Yes.
He has texted in his pick for the day. It's Stephen Kwan of the Guardians.
Ah.
Oh, he is really dedicated to this.
Oh, no, Jason does not like people picking for him. He is not about that life at all.
Not all for that.
I am going to go with Juan Soto Jr.
Okay.
Katie, you're going to pick for Nate.
No, I'm not. You didn't prepare me for this.
Just pick it. Oh, that's right, huh?
You can't just have me like randomly pick Oh my gosh.
That's fine. She didn't get a warning.
No, she's picking for Nate. This is fun.
All right, let's see. Lourdes Gurriel. Just pick like
Lourdes Gurriel.
You just can't pick Pete Alonso or Brent Rooker. Those are the only rules.
Schedule. Who's playing
Lourdes
today?
Unielke.
Gosh.
Gurriel Castillo Jr.
Oh my God. Throw out some names and I'll do a blind pick.
Okay.
I don't know who's playing today.
He is the brother of Yuli Gurriel.
All right. Thank you for the Gurriel family tree. We've all been intrigued.
Love it.
I mean, you can pick a lot of good players. Mookie Betts is playing today. Miguel Cabrera.
He's 29.
Oh boy, we're still doing this. You can pick Fernando Tatis Jr.
Oh, I like that name.
You go with that one? There it is.
Are you serious?
Now it's just the junior Tatis, not the senior.
It's the training one.
Oh my God. Seriously. Who had that on there? Of the person who's doing
I guess it's kind of my fault.
Most immature thing all day. Who had her on the card and not me? I'm trying to keep it together. The junior Tatis.
I know what our promo is for the day.
Coming up at 9:27, your chance to win Post Malone tickets.
Yeah, get the show back on the rails.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota Amphitheater, August 5th, 2023. Coming up in a few minutes.
It's good you picked him too. He's got a lot of bounce in his game.
Okay, all I'm trying to do is get us back on track.
Big fan of
Is he
streaking.
have a naturally gifted swing?
No. Actually, he got busted for PhD, so he's definitely enhanced.
So he has enhancements?
Yes. Judging by the numbers, it was a good job.
Coming up in 6 minutes, Kenny Thomas will join us, and we will break down the playoffs to this point. We'll also ask him about Draymond Green and Jordan Poole.
And Fernando Tatis Jr.
We will 100% not be asking.
Stop it, Jay!
And I love that that's Katie in baseball. When we come back.
All-star Tatis.
When we come back, Kenny Thomas will join us.
Oh,
we'll break. I'm the mature one on the show. Who had that on their bingo card?
I mean, he sticks out in the lineup.
We'll do that
next. Catch the Oakland A's every weekend on Sactown Sports. Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Sinking, that's going to get down for a hit. Around third, your scorer is Tony Kemp. And the A's have taken the lead. Edge of the track makes the catch. And the Athletics get a great win.
Sactown Sports, your weekend home for the Oakland A's.
Sactown Sports coverage of the Oakland A's is brought to you by Xfinity 10G, the next generation network.
All new spring deals are here at Lowe's. Start planting your garden this weekend with Bonnie 11.8-ounce vegetables. Buy 4 for $10. Plus, liven up your patios and decks with fresh blooms. Select 1.5-gallon hanging baskets or 2 for $20. Lowe's knows spring. Lowe's knows home improvement. Offers valid through 5/17. In-store only. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. While supplies last, excludes Alaska and Hawaii.
With a really nice selection of excellent cars and trucks on the lot every day, M&S Auto on El Camino Avenue, right off the Cap City Freeway, welcomes you. Repeat M&S customers come back because they get great vehicles and they save thousands. 4x4s, SUVs, American muscle cars, top-selling vehicles, fair deals for way less than a brand new car. First-time buyers are welcome. MSAutogroup.com.
Quick Quack Car Wash is excited to announce Ceramic Duck, the stronger, shinier, luckier car wash experience that can only be found at Quick Quack. Their new Ceramic Duck car wash provides unparalleled protection from dirt, grime, rain, and UV rays while giving your car a noticeably deeper shine and smoother finish. With consistent use, you'll build a shine that will have you looking spectacular for days. Try the premium wash at 50% off by texting DUCK to 41284. So come on, experience Ceramic Duck today. You and your car will be glad you did.
The Memorial Day sale at RC Willey is happening now with holiday savings on furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. Hurry in and take advantage of hot deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, and more. You'll also save on patio furniture, grills, fire pits, and everything you need to relax and entertain outdoors. If you've waited to update an area in your home, now is the time. Plus, our zero interest and flexible payment options make every purchase affordable. Don't miss the Memorial Day sale at RC Willey. Your home, your way.
Post Malone. If y'all weren't here, I'd be crying to her. Toyota Amphitheater, August 15th. Post Malone. Pre-sale for City Card members begins Wednesday at 10 a.m. through Thursday before the general public, on sale Friday at 10 a.m. Get tickets at livenation.com. Don't miss Post Malone.
Everyone knows Elk Grove Kia is home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new Kia. But did you also know that Elk Grove Kia is your one-stop place for used cars? I'm talking over 300 used cars available. With Kia's certified program, with its 165-point quality assurance inspection, we know peace of mind on used cars is important. And that's why we also offer extended service agreements on all our used makes and models. Most prices are under Kelley Blue Book retail. New car protection at used car prices. From used sports cars to used delivery vans, we got them all at Elk Grove Kia. And our financing folks have over 100 years of combined experience. So we approve just about everyone. No credit, little credit, bad credit, no problem. And Elk Grove Kia is proud of our don't like it, bring it back guarantee for up to 3 days or 150 miles, no questions asked. Why would you buy your used car anywhere else? So check us out online at elkgrovekia.com today.
Turn your highway into a smileway. Elk Grove Kia.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Bibby to Weber, down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
Sactown Sports
Headlines.
Good morning and happy Wednesday with your Sactown Sports headlines. I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets, and that means that the number one pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number one overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in game one of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard two-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
We just try to make it tough for him. Switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoff. So, you tip your hat to him.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Okay, now that we've all recovered, I hope. Final hour of the program. Jay Mars, Kayte Christensen, Carmichael Dave. Jason Ross on vacation today. He'll be back. And would you look at this? It's a bright, sunny day wherever Kenny Thomas is. He's got that on backwards, the tree in the background. If it was a Zoom background, my goodness gracious, it'd be the best we've ever seen. It's Analyst Wednesday. We got one in studio and one on the road. Good morning, Kenny. How are you?
Hold on, Dave. Hey, what's up, my lovely coworker there? How are you doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey.
How are you?
I'll just step out.
I'm good, and you? Dave started it that way. He got one. No, he got two. My bad. What's up, Dave?
Just saying, hi. It's good to be here with these great basketball minds. Two former professional basketball players that played a long a long time ago. Now, what is that?
Wow.
Sorry.
Wow.
Kenny, where are you? Because I hear
I'm
birds chirping.
I'm in New Mexico, man. I'm outside. I'm chilling. I figured I would come outside today. You know, last time I was here, I was inside, so I figured.
Dave hates nature, so he doesn't like it when you do things outside.
Yeah, he kind of does because he always talks about golfing with me, Katie, but he always flakes.
Oh,
flakes! We just never make appointments. There's a difference. Appointments.
Man,
are you gonna bring some chilies home? You know, New Mexico, the chili capital of the United States.
Yeah, I can have some scent, bro. That's easy. I have some scent next year.
Wow.
During the season, I got you.
I appreciate that, Kenny. Were you ever in a locker room where two teammates had a physical altercation?
Oh man, we're going back to that, but I did have one.
This pertains to some comments that Steve Kerr made.
Yeah, the whole Draymond Green, Jordan Poole thing, and we're just kind of trying to lead into that. So, from your experience, I didn't know if you'd ever gone through that.
Yeah, man. Sometimes there's heated moments, and it comes with the territory. But at the same time, I got to stop seeing that. But at the same time,
yeah, that's fine.
This is one of those things to where the Warriors were in a situation to where they were trying to figure out what was going on. And Draymond, obviously in contract year and all that, maybe he felt some type of way because Poole got his money beforehand. But
no, I don't think at that point that Poole had even gotten. It was after the altercation. But I do remember. Yes, it was.
Okay.
Because
okay.
Yeah, but it was. There was something about Kenny, if memory serves, that Jordan Poole was being very vocal about getting his payday. And I don't. Again, we don't know what led to the whole thing, but it happened in practice, and now apparently, weirdly, they're saying it had implications on the outcome of the season.
Yeah, can you recover from that, Kenny?
Man, you don't have a choice because you're getting paid a lot of money, right? And you have to be professional. Things happen, and you have to kind of move on. Are they ever going to be able to get past this? I saw a comment that Poole said it's all about business, and it's like nothing else, right?
Right.
But Draymond, with his situation coming up, as far as like being a free agent and all of that, I mean, what's going to happen with that? Is he going to come back, or is he a distraction? I think it's going to be an interesting situation to see what happens. And Poole, man, I feel like he got a little arrogant because he was playing so good at that one moment. And I think it got the best of him, and Draymond saw that.
So I think that is the difficult thing, right? Especially for young players kind of coming up. And I think it even, kind of exacerbates it when you're on a team like the Warriors, right? And usually the young players that they have that are kind of making their way are not high draft picks. They're lower, they're deeper into the draft, or they're undrafted players. And to be able to have a season like Jordan Poole had the year before, right? I think it's very easy when you're on a team that is so good, a title winner, defending that title, to come in and think that this is automatic or expect it to be automatic. Like you've now proven yourself. However, Kenny, playing at this level is not about what you can do in a season. It's about being able to string seasons together. And Jordan Poole was a disappointment, I guess, in that way this year for the Warriors.
Oh, yeah, he was. And thank God he was a disappointment during the Kings series, right? Because everybody expected him to come out and play way better. But the second series with the Lakers, where was he? I think he showed up in game one. He had like 20-something points. But after that, he like disappeared. For a guy, as we know, that's making that kind of money, you can't disappear. So where does he come back from this? Because he doesn't do anything else. He doesn't play defense. He doesn't play passing lanes. So what does he do besides score? If he's not doing that, he's like a non-existing factor. I totally agree with you, Katie.
And he's owed 140 million on an extension that kicks in next season.
Man, the money that these guys are making, I mean, good for them. I'm not, I mean.
You're like, dang, wrong decade.
That's Kenny Thomas money.
See, but I made good amount of money myself, right?
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't come in that age where it was like the 70s, 80s, right? And that would have been really
At least
bad.
you have that perspective, right?
Yeah, so I was blessed to be able to make a significant amount of money, but now it's a total different situation because these kids are making this money and they're not putting up significant numbers. And obviously you're paying for the upside that comes with the territory. But I just saw Rudy Gay make a comment, and I posted on my social media. I'm like, this is another guy that's saying the NBA has changed. It's a totally different vibe, totally different situation. I've seen it, especially being around more, being on NBC and seeing games. It's just a totally different vibe.
Kenny, speaking of a lot of money, speaking of kids coming into the game, what do you do about John Morant? I mean, is he?
My goodness.
Yeah, miss some time next year, almost certainly, and it sounds like the over/under there is about 50 games.
Man, let me say this, and I think you could maybe be able to relate with this, Katie. I think from my perspective, a guy like me coming out of college, being the man, right, to a certain extent, blessed to be able to do what I did in college. Then I have to go to the NBA, and I have to find a new identity, right? I have to fit in. It wasn't kind of given to me. Like a guy like Ja, it's been handed to him. And how do you go out and not capitalize on so many different situations that you have? You just got a Nike deal. Somebody like me would have loved to have a huge Nike deal like that, right? But it's one of those things to where it doesn't happen. And here he is, he gets one chance. And then here he is doing it again. Like, I don't understand that, Katie. I just don't get it now. Most likely he's going to lose that Nike deal. And like, I would have loved to have a custom shoe.
So I think that, this goes back to what you just said, referencing Rudy Gay and how the league has changed. But I can't really speak on it because my experience with the NBA, Dave, and watching it, and this, like, I didn't grow up watching sports. Right. I really didn't. I watched football more than anything else, and that was occasionally. Yeah. But I didn't really start paying attention to the NBA until I went to the WNBA and then was there around the Suns, and I was there in the off season. So I really started consuming the NBA, right? So I can't go back to stuff that was happening, 30 years ago and be able to say if this is the kids these days type situation, or if the same kind of stuff, to my knowledge, wasn't NBA in the 80s, kind of a wild place, right? So I can't. We talked about it earlier, Kenny, and Ja has got something going on in the sense that, for him, as you mentioned, he got one opportunity, and then he is jeopardizing a lot of things personally right now. Yeah. But more importantly, this is a team sport. He's jeopardizing the success of his team, and he already put them in jeopardy one time. And I'm actually applaud the Grizzlies for how they handled it the first time. They suspended their best player at a critical point in the season, and they wanted him to put in the work, to understand that there's consequences for these type of careless actions, whatever the reasons behind them were, right? But he did it again. So now, and I also don't understand how Adam Silver claimed to be shocked by it.
It's sad. It's sad because it's the people around him, if you really think about it.
Of course it is.
He needs to surround himself with better people. But think about it. When you get to a situation like getting to the NBA, it's like you want to try and bring people that's been a part of your life with you.
Yeah.
But you don't always necessarily. Some friends are around for a season, and sometimes friends gotta go. Like, you gotta establish yourself in a totally different capacity because you're putting everything on the line right now. He'll be fine. He'll be fine. Like, he'll make a significant amount of money in the NBA, but when he got suspended the first time, $600,000 is a lot of money. It's probably not to him, but that's a lot of money. Like, you could have donated that $600,000 to a cause or something like that, right? So,
well, I'm glad. I'm just sitting here thinking what $600,000. There's a house I just saw in Redfin not that long ago near the beach. $600,000. These guys are just playing with this money. My goodness gracious.
Yeah, right.
Danny, when are you back home? When are you back here?
You asked me the question. I kind of cut you off earlier, Dave. Yeah, my bad. You asked me why I'm here in New Mexico. Yeah. I have my big Memorial Day tournament weekend here next weekend. I got 210 teams. I got a partnership with the city. one of the cities. I got partnerships with like 4 or 5 different cities around the whole state of New Mexico. So I'm doing a basketball tournament in different parts of New Mexico. But I will be back there for the Precious Golf Tournament on the 4th and the 5th. And then I'll come right back to New Mexico and do some more stuff here that I have going on.
All right. We'll see you out here. Kenny Thomas, always busy, always doing good things, always helping his community. And we appreciate him joining us each and every week during the
thank you guys so much. It was interesting to see you, Katie.
All right, good to see you.
That's one way.
Interesting to see you too, Kenny.
Yeah. No, I was saying, man, you guys are some jerks, man. I was trying to say, good to see you, Katie.
Wow.
Very interesting.
Good to see you, Katie. Oh my God, everybody! I did not mean that way. It came out the wrong way. If you watch me on TV,
Kenny.
sometimes I say
fine.
the wrong words. No disrespect, Katie.
All right.
Talk to you later.
All right, you guys have a good one.
You too. That's Kenny Thomas. That's incredibly interesting. That was good. And I like how you busted him on. Did you notice that you busted him on it? And he says, you guys are jerks. Like,
yeah.
I didn't do anything.
Well, you were a jerk to start. I mean, it's probably a blanket statement with you.
I was going to say with Kenny, I just think you're perpetually intertwined into that.
Jerkish.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we got a couple more things to talk about on that. Also, NBA coaches. Got a stat for you. They're in and out. They're back and forth. No job is safe. Also, don't forget, in about 14 minutes, we got Post Malone tickets. Don't go away. Final 45 of the show next.
Sactown Sports is Sacramento's new home for the San Francisco 49ers.
It feels awesome. We deserve this. Let's go, Niners!
Purdy.
Purdy going to throw, and it is Kittle in the back of the end zone.
Samuel.
Debo 10. Debo. Touchdown!
And McCaffrey.
Touchdown! CMC!
They all live here on Sactown Sports.
Your official home for 49ers football.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. Spring officially here. And with the long, cold, and rainy winter behind us, I'm sure you're counting the days until summer. But don't wait until it's hot to make sure your air conditioner is working efficiently and, most importantly, safely. Get ahead of the problem with a $49 AC tune-up from American Energy Heat and Air. There's nothing worse than your air conditioner going out when it's hot outside. Get a tune-up today and make sure you and your family are comfortable and cool in your home for the hot summer months that are right around the corner. Give them a call, 916-520-9990, or schedule your appointment online at AmericanEnergyAir.com. Better Business Bureau, A+ rating. Serving the greater Sacramento area since 1981. Easy, convenient payment options, same as cash, low monthly payments through financing partners. What do you need? 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Once again, Katie refuses to give a straight answer. Whether it's on the air or off the air. Jay, you ever play that game, Which Would You Rather? Okay, it's at one of the radio stations through the years, one of the most fun games ever. You know who you can't play that game with? Katie. Because
she just picks neither.
I'm not answering that question.
This is not
100% what happened.
This is not accurate. First, you have to keep in mind, I will give an answer if it's a fun, like, oh, we're going to go down this.
Okay,
Dave's version of Would You Rather
they're dark.
is dark.
They are.
I'm aware of that.
And then her response is always like,
and it's always like, would you rather this or that, or your daughter gets this or that?
I always say, like, a family member gets kidnapped. Like, you have to pick one.
Yeah.
You have to pick one.
Well, what's the other option?
And I'm like, I don't care if you're forcing me to pick. I'm not playing your stupid
game. All
game.
I'm saying is, your thing is like, well, they're both bad options. That's the point.
That's the point.
Which would you rather?
Why don't you make them good options?
Cut off a finger or...
He's like, would you rather do this or would you rather get $1 million?
Right.
Like, give me that option, and I'll answer your dumb question.
It's dumb.
I live in reality, Dave.
Like, would you rather go without 3 toes or your pointer finger for the rest of your life? Like something like that. Right, exactly. Well, those are great options. I say no.
My pointer finger.
Both pointer fingers or just one?
Just one. He said just one.
Can it be on my left hand?
No, it's got to be on your
Oh my God, look at him with all the questions.
Well, it's a hard decision.
To the question. Really? Because if you miss 3 toes, you can't stand up.
How do you know that?
That's not true.
It completely affects your balance.
It affects your balance, but you can still stand.
I also want to point out the hypocrisy that Jay yells at me when I question questions, but whenever we play Which Would You Rather, he's like a defense attorney. So, which finger exactly?
That's because my questioning is smart.
That's exactly what it is.
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, Mitch.
Hey, guys. How we doing? Good show?
Thank you.
Welcome back.
What's your favorite part so far? Go ahead, Mitch.
I love it when you told that it says the Lakers have enough. The world is discovering how good Denver is, especially Jokic. I mean, he should have been the MVP. Don't tell me, well, he had it for the last years. I guess that policy doesn't apply to Clemens or Barry Bonds, right? It didn't matter then, right? But now all of a sudden, we got to throw the Philadelphia because with Doc, wherever Doc River goes, he's going to get fired. And if it's broadcasting, he'll be there for 2.5 years.
Well, I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I am happy. Thank you, Mitch. Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm happy that he brought this up because we haven't had this conversation.
I thought we were talking about coaches.
Sure. Do you want to talk about that or you want to talk about Jokic?
Oh, I 100% want to talk about Jokic.
Okay.
Let me just throw this number out so that I can pay off the tease here.
Okay.
Here's something that's amazing. The each of the last 6 seasons, the coach with the better record or best record in the NBA, I'm sorry, they're no longer with the team. The coach of the team with the best record in the NBA in each of the last 6 seasons is no longer with the team. As a matter of fact, what did I see yesterday? Over the last 3 years, the winningest coaches in the NBA are Monty Williams, Mike Budenholzer, and Doc Rivers.
So there's an absurdity that has always been a reality when it comes to NBA coaches, and especially coaches who are the head of teams that do not achieve what the goal was at the beginning, like the teams that have the highest expectations at the onset of the season, right? And this is something I think that is a tremendous flaw with the NBA. Coaches are fired and general managers who put together teams have more longevity. They're the orchestrator of the team. They create the roster, the coach coaches it. But if something happens and it doesn't meet their expectation, and by it is ownership and management that are setting expectations at the beginning of the season. And so the crazy thing to me is, like, when you look at Mike in Milwaukee, that is and I text you during that series. And I said, does he get fired at the end of this season? And you're like, no way this happens. And I'm like, I bet he does.
You just made that whole scenario up. I 100% said he's getting fired.
No, I could go back. Anyway,
please do.
We will go back and I've got receipts. But anyway, the point of this is, let's take into account that in the series that they were eliminated, Giannis played 11 minutes in the first game of that series, then did not play. He got injured and then did not play for the next 2 games of that series. And so it's his fault.
Yeah. By the way, he was already on the hot seat when the year they won the championship. Remember?
It's absurd. Yeah. It is absolutely absurd. And then you look at Doc Rivers in Philly, and it probably has nothing to do with you brought the just team cancer into your locker room that is James Harden.
Well, that's Daryl Morey's fault, number one. Number two, Doc Rivers kind of stinks as a coach.
Okay.
I mean,
he's terrible as a coach.
I didn't say that, but that's kind of the one where it's like he's a good regular season. You know what? Doc Rivers is the Joel Embiid of coaches. He's incredible during the regular season and generally has a phenomenal record, but then once the playoffs hit, he completely falls apart.
All right, then let's talk about Monty Williams.
Sure.
So you mortgage your roster to bring in Kevin Durant, who doesn't get to play.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And then it goes south.
Couldn't agree with you more.
And it's Monty's fault.
Could not.
There is a problem in the NBA. And this is, by the way, why coaches' salaries are guaranteed at an absurd level.
But
because it's wrong and it's ridiculous.
But here's the thing, and Katie, you remember this. We talked about this yesterday. Phoenix has a new owner in Matt Ishbia.
Oh, yeah. I'm aware of him.
You remember when Vivek showed up, we talked very specifically about this. Like you saw Matt Ishbia sitting next to Isaiah Thomas, like old Isaiah Thomas. Because Matt grew up, he was born and raised in Michigan. He grew up Detroit Bad Boy fan. Almost every new owner, Mark Cuban would get fined for being too close to the huddle during games. All the stuff Vivek did with the 4-on-5 and hanging around with Roger Craig and Chris Mullen and all that. Like new owners are like giant babies in a china shop. Like they just fall on their ass and crash into things and do dumb stuff. And then you learn.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that firing Monty Williams, it wasn't Monty Williams' fault.
Oh, no, I completely agree with you. And I'm saying Matt Ishbia is a big dum-dum for doing
There's
that.
a lot of dum-dums.
But you know what? Guess what? Monty Williams going to be fine.
They're all going to have jobs.
Good for him. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we return,
I think we have to finally have our fight.
Yeah, Katie will embarrass herself trying to prove that Nikola Jokic isn't the best center in the NBA. We'll do that right after this.
It's Kettles and Rami.
I use vitamin D pills at home. You're trying to bait me into something here. I've been in enough trouble lately, man. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. You might stay in Vegas if you go too far. Not taking the bait. That's bait right there. That's what that is. It is. I admit it. All right. But I do take vitamin D, Bill. I do. It's a little of nature. Watch. I'll go 19 minutes without getting in trouble, These man. bad boys.
Kettles and Rami, weekday afternoons from 2 to 6 on Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. Out that door to a cool start on this Wednesday. Into the afternoon, temperatures will still be plenty warm with bright sunshine and light southwest winds. Expect highs in the low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
You know what time it is. It's time to trade up to a brand new Kia at Folsom Lake Kia. Trade up to all the newest technology and an industry-leading warranty. Shop Folsom Lake Kia, family owned for over 20 years.
Hey, movie fans, the Esquire IMAX Theater in downtown Sacramento is now serving adult beverages. Rev your engines for Fast X, the IMAX experience, playing this week.
I am the man that's going to break your family. Piece by piece. You will never be able to break my family.
The Fast X family is back on the largest screen in Sacramento. Getting tickets is easy. Visit IMAX.com/Sacramento for reserved seating. Plus, join the free IMAX Directors Club to receive special member pricing on tickets and concession purchases each time you visit the Esquire IMAX Theater.
During a Flex Alert, let's do the dishes after 9.
What about the laundry?
It can wait until tonight or even the morning.
The AC?
It's at 78. Let's cool the house in the morning.
All right, so we're just chilling until 9.
Pretty much. And we can help avoid a power outage.
Putting off chores for later and hanging out with my best friend. I love Flex.
Maybe you should just unplug the appliances downstairs.
Good idea. Better acoustics in the basement.
California, the power is ours with Flex Alerts. Flex Alerts, the power is ours.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Saturday, June 10th, Gold Country Casino Resort in Oroville is proud to present Girl Named Tom, winners of NBC's The Voice.
If you don't love me now, you will never love me again.
Girl Named Tom, June 10th at 8 p.m. Get your tickets now at goldcountrycasino.com.
Gold Country Casino Resort.
Must be 21 or older.
Pain is not normal. Repeat, pain is not normal. Greetings, Sacramento. Doug Christie here with the Good Feet store. Does this sound familiar? It's the end of the workday, and the pain in your feet, knees, hips, or back is unrelenting. Good Feet understands that you've likely already tried assorted remedies and solutions with no relief. And now you're pretty much resigned to living with the pain. But do not give in to the pain. Instead, come to the Good Feet store for their end-to-end 3-step arch support system. Good Feet is the nation's largest manufacturer and retailer of personalized arch supports. With arch supports in over 300 sizes, styles, and flexibilities, and an arch support specialist in each store. Come in today for a free, no obligation arch support fitting, then take them for a test walk around the store or around the center. Experience the comfort, balance, and support possible with the Good Feet system. The Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Stockton, Modesto, and now in Vacaville. Online at goodfeet.com.
Thunder, feel the thunder. It ignites something inside of you. Lightning and the thunder. Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
I'm Craig Ashton of the injury law firm of Ashton & Price. Whether you've been injured on a bicycle, as a pedestrian in a slip and fall, auto, Uber, Lyft, or big rig accident, you need Ashton & Price in your corner. When you call Ashton & Price, there's no chatbot telling you to hit 3 for accounting. You're greeted by a real-life person who will immediately transfer you to an experienced attorney. The consultation's free, and there's never a fee until you win.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
M&S Auto Sales is grateful for their many repeat customers. Ask one, and they might say they come back because it's the best car buying experience. Others come back to get the vehicle they want and save a ton of cash on a clean, late model, top-selling vehicle that they can be proud to own. The team at M&S Auto welcomes you, including first-time buyers. El Camino Avenue, just off the Cap City Freeway. MSAutogroup.com.
Sactown Sports.
Headlines.
Sports headlines, I'm Jay Mars. The NBA held their annual draft lottery last night, but this year it was known more as the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes, and a franchise familiar with winning won the big prize.
The second pick will be made by the Charlotte Hornets. And that means that the number 1 pick in the 2023 NBA draft goes to the San Antonio Spurs.
This is the third time the Spurs have won the number 1 overall pick, using it in 1987 to draft David Robinson and 1997 to draft Tim Duncan. Despite being down 18 at the half, the Lakers stormed back in the fourth quarter, but ended up falling short in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Denver Nuggets by a score of 132-126. After the game, Lakers center Anthony Davis spoke to the media about what it's like to guard 2-time MVP Nikola Jokic.
You try to make it tough for him, switching up matchups and schemes on him, but he's been playing well through the entire season and, especially in this playoff. So, you tip your hat to him.
Those are your headlines. Back to the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and special guest Kayte Christensen.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
These playoffs have been fantastic. Many aspects. Before we get into the playoffs, though, I want to give you the opportunity to get into Post Malone. That's right. Get to Post Malone, Toyota Amphitheater, Live Nation, teamed up with Sactown Sports for you. Chance to see Post Malone August 15th. Hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now, looking for lucky caller. Well, let's make it the same number of MVPs Nikola Jokic should have in 3. We'll go caller number 3 at 1-800-920. Can't hear you without your mic.
I like what you did with there. Okay. All right.
Appreciate that. 1-800-920-1140. Nikola Jokic in the playoffs has been the best player in the playoffs so far this season, in the postseason, should I say. He has averaged 26.2 points against Minnesota, 34.5 against Phoenix, and then 34 even against the Lakers. He has been averaging a ridiculous amount of rebounds throughout each series, about 12 and 13, and has also averaged pretty much, for the most part, a triple-double. Offensively, he is the best player in the world. The question is defense.
Okay, so I want to preface this argument that we have with the way I look at MVP voting. Each time that you win it, especially consecutively, the harder it is to win it again.
The harder it is, the harder it should be.
The harder it is.
Okay. Yes, it is harder. Yes,
it is
everybody
harder.
Wants to get their turn.
No, I disagree with it's a get your turn thing. I don't think this is everyone should get a chance at being the MVP. This is not a participation trophy type situation.
Okay.
I think when you have won the award and are the best player in the best league in the world, each time you win it, expectations are elevated. So when he won it 3 years ago and had an amazing, he went from averaging under 20 points a game to averaging over 26 a game. Their record just continued to be better and better each year, right?
Yeah.
And he was terrific. And the triple doubles and the double doubles and what he was doing. Yes, he won it. The second year that Jokic won it, he was playing the majority of that season. They won 48 games. When Michael Porter Jr. played 9 total games and Jamal Murray did not play at all. That's, again, why I feel like he was hands down the MVP that year. But I think it's the same thing with Giannis. If I had a vote, I cannot vote for Giannis until he improves on his game in the areas where he lacks. That does not mean that he is not one of the best players in the world and that he is a freak, a literal freak in terms of athletically what he can do. But has he elevated his game past the last time? Is he a better 3-point shooter? Is he a more reliable free throw shooter? No, he's not. And so when you look at what Joel Embiid did and how he impacts both ends of the floor, and that Philly was able to win 54 games this year because of the type of season that he had, right? He shot 55% from the field. He averaged over 30 points a game, 33, right? If I'm not correct, 33 points a game, 4.2 assists, over 10 rebounds. That is why, to me, it's like, okay, given the context of the whole season. And then, so if you want to have the argument, to me, if Jokic could become a more reliable defender, in addition to all that, that's where you get the next nod. And don't be mad about the expectations being risen every time you get an award like the MVP. Isn't that how it should be?
No, it's ass backwards, because what you're doing is you're saying your MVP vote is in part contingent on pitting a player against himself and what his potential is and how much he's fulfilling his potential. So it's not the most fulfilled your potential award. It's the most valuable player award.
Maybe should is wrong. I think that is where, when we look at a player, you're like, okay, well, you're not any better than you were last year. But look at the season this guy's having. He's gotten better.
I mean, Michael
and
Jordan,
maybe this is where it's
Jordan,
I think this is when you're an MVP. This is one of the things that you face. But I disagree with you, hands down, that Jokic should have been MVP. And really, Dave, I know people are going to hate on this and whatever, but the level of liability that he is on the defensive end, to me, is just, it's hard for me to appreciate him fully as a player because of how bad that is. He is otherworldly on one end of the floor. Mm-hmm. And now you're going to look up stats, and I'm going to come with
literally looking at the text line.
Okay. I'm going to come. I literally, after our argument, sat down and watched that game and took notes on the number of times in each quarter that Jokic was scored on as the primary defender and the number of stops he got. Overall in the game, 23 times he was scored on, 6 times he stopped a player.
Okay, now give me Anthony Davis's, who's been all NBA defensive first team twice and second team. And my guess is you didn't take notes.
I didn't take notes on Anthony Davis because I'm making the argument about Jokic.
I did because I figured you were going to do
he had multiple blocks down low.
Yeah, he also had.
Then when he was switched off of Jokic,
he had the same amount of blocks as Jokic too yesterday. They both had.
He had 3 actually.
Did he have 3?
He should have had 3.
Oh.
And no, seriously, I said, and by the way, I also saw that Jokic has 2, and I'm like, no, he had 1 block. I don't know where they credited him with the second block.
Okay, so the scores were wrong, and Anthony Davis had 3, and Jokic had 1.
I'm not saying that. Oh my God!
You're impossible. I'm literally find the line what I just said. Have I lied about anything? Tell me what I'm wrong.
Do you think that ever someone's been almost like when Jamal Murray was called for that foul last night instead of Jokic, it took a challenge to get it. Do you think ever it's been wrong?
I can't argue
and
against,
it's credited to the wrong player.
I can't argue against, well, I think he should have not gotten a block. I can only use the numbers that are there. I can also tell you that when Nikola Jokic was, they faced off 9 and 11 minutes last night, not a ton, directly. Nikola Jokic against Anthony Davis, I should say, 22 points. I don't have the rebounds here, but the efficiency is almost a wash between the two of them when guarding each other. And as you mentioned earlier, the big adjustment for the Lakers in the game was
when they put Rui on
Jokic, because Jokic was bringing Davis out. There is no argument that Nikola Jokic is a plus defender. I would never make it. The only thing I've ever said is it's surprising how analytics and a lot of the metrics support Jokic as being a better defensive player than he is thought to be. But
but it's Michael Malone saying, because this is your coach and you have to, saying before the game to the broadcasting team that he is a very underrated defender. And then you have Van Gundy for the entire first. Oh my God, he's such a great defender. He's so much better defender. And I'm like, no, it's not.
Because I'm talking about metrics. And I'm saying the metrics support him being a better defender.
The point I'm trying to make is it's not just that. It's also
Malone
what we see.
For him? No, I'm asking you.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish the sentence. Okay. It's also what we see in the media, right? We know coaches have to do it, but we also, there's plenty of teams and plenty of players that we know that the media are going to overinflate things. Can you at least agree on that?
Yeah, would you agree?
There's a narrative that needs to be pushed on certain players?
For 1 second, would you agree that media and players and teams also can create narratives like Jokic is a horrible liability on defense? Can it go both ways?
No, that's impossible. No, it's
gotcha. We'll take a break.
Thank God this is over.
Thank God,
no punches were thrown. We're still friends.
Not on the air. Wait till this break. I'm running. When we come back, final segment, we'll get into, it is a final segment, right? Yes, it is. Wow. Flew by. We'll talk to Chris Watkins. We'll talk to Whitey Gleason. We'll talk to, I don't know. We'll have celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies and so much more. We'll do that right after this.
The Kings season might be over, but Sactown sports coverage never stops.
Expectations coming into the season and how we performed. I mean, it's one of the more special seasons that I've had in my 11 years.
Stay tuned all off season to Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com for the latest Kings news.
ACR Solar and Home Services is here to help you, just like they helped me. Jason Ross here, and ACR did a great job for my family, bringing their impeccable reputation and great workmanship to keep my family covered with a brand new roof. Now we're comfortable and dry during Sacramento's rainy season, knowing our home's structural integrity is protected. Our value is increased, and the home itself, well, it's looking and functioning at its best. The proof, it's in our roof. Now, you could get this same quality experience with ACR Solar and Home Services. Just go to acrsolar.com now to sign up for a free estimate and see all that they have to offer, not only to protect your home and family during the cold and wet Sacramento weather, but also including premium made in the USA solar electric systems. That's acrsolar.com. ACR Solar and Home Services is bringing us all the highest quality, highest value, and integrity since 1979. Go to acrsolar.com. That's acrsolar.com.
Finding great people to hire can be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. But not with ZipRecruiter. Their powerful matching technology delivers so many qualified candidates. It's like finding a needle in a needle stack. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. For less hay and more needles, head to ZipRecruiter.
And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. At ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Get to Acura of Stockton, where precision-crafted performance is at your fingertips. Elevate your driving experience with a vehicle that's built to impress. Acura of Stockton has a great selection of new Acuras and customer service that will exceed your expectations. And right now, lease a new Acura TLX, MDX, or Integra with low lease rates available. Take luxury to a whole new level in a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Selling your home can be stressful. Scott Marsh here to tell you about Bridgehaven Homes. They are a local home buying company that offers homeowners an easier way to sell their home. Bridgehaven Homes gives you an all-cash offer for your home, no matter what the condition, within 24 hours. You pick the date you wish to close and sell on your terms. No repairs, no showings, and no realtor commissions. Call 916-299-6040. That's 916-299-6040 or bridgehavenhomes.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now. What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Uma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Uma?
Yep. Switching to Uma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Uma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at Uma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Welcome back. All right, Dave.
Dave, you're going to have a read in a minute.
You mean I get to have a read in a minute? Thank you very much. That is Whitey Cleese.
Hello.
I am Carmichael Dave. That is Chris Watkins.
Hello.
Katie's hanging out too. Jay Mars. It's a full house.
Yeah.
It's a full house. And we have all kinds of stuff to get to, including a read I have coming up.
Yeah, I understand you have a read coming up. I'm looking forward to that.
Real quick, as we always do. Today is National Walnut Day. Where does walnut, or does it rank on your list of nuts that you enjoy?
Low. It's top 10, but,
yeah, it's
lower.
closer to 10.
I mean, it's in the lottery, but lower.
Yeah.
Towards the bottom of the nut lottery.
Yeah. Doesn't make the playoffs necessarily.
Katie's like, I didn't know I was going to have to do anything like this.
Well, would peanut be number one?
Ew.
Almond.
I'm thinking about
in terms of versatility.
Yeah, like all that, like take.
I like peanut butter.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily care for peanuts.
Yeah, like you got the trail mix back there. I'm
yeah,
never just like
cashews are like my number one.
Yeah. Almonds.
Then like almonds.
Yeah.
Almonds. Yes.
I think almonds are like new number one.
And then there's literally a complete drop off.
New blue.
Like name 10 nuts. You make sure the top 10.
I
Name
used
10,
to be able to name
10
every
nuts.
type of nut. Pecan. You got
Yeah, I know pecan.
Yeah.
A pistachio might be my number 3.
Pistachio is fantastic.
It might be my number 3, but there's a lot of work involved.
Well, if we can augment these, first off, smokehouse almonds would probably be my favorite. If we're allowing for flavoring.
Sure.
Also, macadamia nuts, right? Hello?
Yeah, that may be number
Good
4.
cookies.
Also, not worth what you have to pay for them.
Macadamia nuts?
I mean, I don't harvest them or anything, but,
but
they're not. I don't like. I don't like them enough to be like, oh, I can justify paying.
Same with the like smokehouse
finger.
almonds. It's like $50 for the big bag or whatever. It's even the Blue Diamond right here in Sacramento. Did you know that?
I haven't seen you excited about anything.
He gets excited about nuts.
It's been a long time.
Today's National Idaho Day.
What?
It is National Idaho Day. I've been to
Idaho.
I've been to Idaho once and I hated it. Is there anything good about Idaho?
Potatoes.
You know what? I asked a question, I got an answer. You're right.
They used to have a world team tennis team called the Idaho Sneakers.
There are beautiful parts of Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Boise.
I went on a trip to Boise. I went on a recruiting trip there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually.
It's a lot like Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, can we, maybe the best part about Boise is the blue turf.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that.
There you go.
You went on sounded positive.
You went on a recruiting trip
Yeah, we'll
to
discuss
Boise?
later.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, we'll discuss later.
Why didn't you go to a recruiting trip to Guernsey? No, not really. Geography humor?
That's terrible.
It's so
Well,
bad.
you did Idaho.
Not even close.
You did. Yours got a laugh.
No, it didn't.
Guernsey.
No.
Thanks, Whitey. I see you back there. Today is, this is stupid, National Graduation Tassel Day. There's a day for the tassel on a graduation hat. This is just dumb.
No crap, Dave.
Oh, okay. And finally, today's World Hypertension Day. Check the blood pressure, everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
So what you're saying is there's not a lot about today.
No, well,
that is
what we went crazy.
Special.
We went crazy on nuts. Today's National Cherry Cobbler Day.
It's not like National Donut Day.
No,
or
I do what's I read what's in front. I don't design.
I
the days.
understand that you don't design them. I'm just saying that overall today is not really an exciting day in the world of days.
No, it hasn't been
I
for a while.
think
National days.
Your listeners would love it if you guys tell me if I'm wrong. On days like today, Dave made up. He said today from now on shall be this day.
Oh, you know what? I think you're on
a new day.
I think you are too. I'm sure Dave can come up with something creative.
It'd be kind of a fun game. You know what you can do as well is like make up a day of the year and then like read 3 and hey, which one's the real day of the year?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Two truth, one lie.
Hypertension.
Yeah.
Whitey is not really like that.
I'm sure no one's ever done that.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Whitey.
Have a crumble. They're so good. Your taste buds wish you would.
Crumble Cookies.
Bam.
Yeah, brings you celebrity birthdays.
There's an actual real read that goes with it. I got to do. Yeah, thanks. Hey, Crumble Cookies bring you celebrity birthdays. Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than Crumble Cookies. And by the way, I agree. All right, let's start with this. This is it's an okay list today. Start with comedian Craig Ferguson celebrating a birthday today. Fergie Ferg.
Isn't Craig Ferg? He's that Irish guy that did the late night thing, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Craig Ferguson is 66.
Okay.
54.
54.
I'll say 61.
I'm going to say 62.
There is a correct answer. 61. Chris Watkins nails it.
Big Craig Ferguson guy.
King of late night right here.
Yeah.
Late night Chris Watkins.
Yep.
Chris is on a roll today. He lost his wallet and he found it. Couldn't find it for days. Found it just like
36 hours without my wallet.
Yeah.
There was no transactions made, so I knew I had it somewhere.
Where was it?
In my backpack. In my work backpack.
Weird place for it to be.
I literally looked all like.
Why wouldn't it just be in your pocket?
Right. The backpack?
I don't know. Well, no, it's a great question. It is a phenomenal question.
I think you
no
lost
idea
it at home and somebody, your mom or somebody, put it in your wallet.
I wish. No, I wish I could blame it on somebody else. It was my own.
Isn't that the worst feeling? It's the worst feeling, but then when you find the wallet, it's like,
there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling.
No better feeling.
Hey,
you
let's
lose your wallet.
Moving
you lose
on.
your phone.
Yeah.
Wish a happy birthday to Jim Nance.
Oh, Nancy.
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
65.
I'll say 67.
66.
Wow.
Go 68.
Whitey Gleason. Jim Nance is 64. Very good job. Happy birthday to 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor.
Trent Reznor. Oscar winner, Trent Reznor. He is 58.
54.
Katie, your favorite Nine Inch Nails song?
I'll take Pink. I don't know. 55. I don't know.
I'll 60.
We have a correct answer. Dave from Carmichael hitting it at 58.
Thank you. Love Trent Reznor.
Oh, happy birthday to former teammate of the year, Tony Parker.
Oh, jeez.
Big day for Tony Parker. Birthday, Victor Wembanyama. And yeah, I know where you went.
Candace's brother.
Tony Parker's 43.
By the way, we're going to have the all-French player draft today. You also are allowed to draft one thing that's French that's not a player.
Dave, that's not an invitation to start asking questions.
that.
I need ages.
Yeah.
I said 43. And
okay.
I want. Oh,
stop. Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
45?
Okay.
Felty Seeks.
I'm going to say he's younger. I'm going to say 42.
Chris Watkins, very close. 41 for Tony Parker.
He was just playing for Charlotte a couple of years ago.
So like you draft Tony Parker one round and then Fries in the next?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's
Fries steal my draft strategy.
Sleeper was Fries.
Come on.
I want to throw two obvious ones.
It's got to be toast.
Hey, our final birthday today goes to celebrity dancer Derek Howe.
Kiss?
What?
But Kiss. French Kiss.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Derek Howe.
Derek Howe. Who?
Derek Howe.
Who is that?
Celebrity dancer. He dances with all the stars on Dancing with the Stars. He's like the guy.
He's Julianne Huff's.
Oh, I know her.
Yeah.
Howe.
Yeah.
He's. Go ahead. No idea.
39?
38.
He's dancing, so he's got to be.
He's still got his own knees.
35?
34.
There's a correct answer in the room. Carmichael Dave at 38.
Absolutely. I love him.
The DWTS guy?
Huge. All the time. Watch it.
Yeah.
And when they hit the buzzer and the old confetti comes down. With Howie Mandel, it's amazing.
With Howie Mandel? Oh, my gosh.
All right.
And when you phone a friend on there to come dance, excellent.
That's the best part.
Absolutely.
Then they open the briefcases.
Yeah.
Right. Buzz in the form of a question.
Right.
No Katie,
way.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
You were mostly good today. Jay Mars.
That's me.
You showed up and
Average.
Nate Littlefield will be back tomorrow, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the French draft today and much more.
Much more, including how the Warriors are hiding behind the punch.
What?
Yeah.
Chris and Co is next. But before we get to Chris and Co, let's get to my good friends at Hoblet. Oh, let me tell you, no better place to buy your truck than Hoblet Dodge, Hoblet Ram. Summertime, all season long. Nothing better. Listen, there's a reason why Hoblet is J.D. Power's Customer Service Award winners for excellence for many, many years. I've been up there. I've purchased vehicle from them. I've had friends purchase vehicles from them. Here's the bottom line. They're 5 minutes from the airport. They're family owned and operated. They care about you when you drive off the lot. You're not just a number to them. No. So go check them out. You can search, select, and save at hobletdodge.com. No hassle, no pressure, ever dealership. Get up there today and you tell them your good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. Chris and Co. Next. Bye-bye now.
Check out the Golf to Go Hour with Frank LaRosa.